Alright, what is going on, guys? We are doing a quick stream here. You can see we're checking out the 1903 KVK. Pass 7 is just about to open here in like literally 1 second. So we're jumping straight into the action, guys. Let's go, guys. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Mango, Mum and M, thank you for joining us today. So we're just watching the 1903 KVK. And these guys are taking on Earth Camp. There's also another pretty big kingdom as well on the lower side of the map. We've got 2728 as well in this KVK. So I wanted to sort of jump in on the action. Let's see how this opening goes, guys. So this is 3174. This is also the kingdom of, I don't know how to say that guy's name, but it's like that ANG guy. The guy that has like he owns some of the top accounts in the game right now. So he's the king of this kingdom, actually. One of his accounts is the king of that kingdom. 3174. Alright, so 1903 got the pass, guys. 1903 is coming through the pass. Let's go. (3174). They've got a little bit of siege set up at the back there. We'll see how long that's going to last. So I think there's going to be 3 days until Kingsland for this KVK. So this is actually my first time streaming like as an observer for another KVK. So for you guys that are subscribed to the channel, we just finished our KVK here in 2359. And we actually won our KVK. We fought a 4-day Kingsland against 1846. So today we're checking out the next KVK where there's going to be some good action. And that is, of course, with 1903, which is in Fire Camp. So if we actually, I'll show you guys the map quickly. So from what I understand, so this is a like Heroic Anthem KVK, right? So we got Fire Camp, that's 1903. They're allied with Water Camp down here. This is 2425. And they're actually fighting another, like, quite a big camp. So that's 2728. And 2728 is obviously allied with Earth Camp up here. So it's like a left versus right KVK that's happening. Let's check out the bottom side as well. So it looks like 2728. So that's Wind Camp. They've taken the pass. Let's just switch back over to Wind Camp perspective here. So they have a lot more field by the looks of it on this bottom side of the map. 2728, they've got overwhelming numbers on the field. This is domain 1, 1093. No, 1903, bro. 1903, not 1093. Very similar numbers though. Similar numbers, but not 1093. Yeah, so 1903 is still a pretty, large alliance. They have over 1 trillion KP, I believe. Hey, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream anyway. Thanks for coming to check it out. So yeah, the Pass 7 literally just opened like maybe a couple of minutes ago. We just watched the opening. So nothing is burning as of right now. So yeah, we're just gonna watch this for a little bit. It's my first time streaming like as an observer, so it's also a new experience for me, but I wanted to give it a go. There's definitely a lot more presence on this side of the map for 27-28. Like I know this is supposed to be the tough kingdom for this alliance. Like 27-28 is supposed to be one of the big kingdoms of this KVK, so I guess that's not that surprising. Let me see if I can show you guys some like stats as well for these kingdoms. Let's try to get like a little graph that I got sent earlier. Okay. And we'll go back to the other side of the map as well in just a minute. So let's go back to the 1903 side of the map. Well, here's some stats, some quick stats anyway. There's a familiar name, guys. Actually, I do know this player, Alto. I think that's his second account. I think his main account is in 2377 for Alto there. I played with him a couple of KVKs ago. He's a very strong player. So that's a familiar name. So yeah, literally just not even 5 minutes into the battle, but those are some of the opening stats there. And if we go back to the 1903 side, let's see what has happened here. Looks like maybe they're starting to retreat a little bit. Oh no, they have numbers up here. They're already swarming a flag by the looks of it. Let's see. There could be... No, they're waiting for a rally, I think. Someone must have touched it and then realized there was a Gorgo garrison. So now they're just waiting for the rally to hit, I think. And there's a bit of pressure as well coming up from Earth Camp. I guess they're going to try to clear the build. They might be in trouble there, actually. They're starting to kind of... Here comes the rally, by the way. Let's see what rally this is. Oh, that is getting swarmed. That's not good. The Chapeau rally, it's very susceptible to being swarmed down. But it's good that it actually managed to reach the flag there. And there's a couple more marchers up there trying to swarm it down. Look how much damage it actually does. Like when they swarm down the Chapeau. It's really not meant for sustaining a swarm. I don't think they're going to be able to get the burn on this flag, guys. That rally is going to die pretty quick. They're losing field. So this might be the first rally attempt from 1903 side. And they are getting a little bit overrun here by Earth Camp defense. What's happening, Ray? What's happening, brother? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining today, guys. So this is the 1903 KVK. I was gonna get what was I going to do? I was going to get the stats to show you guys some of the stats for these kingdoms. I'm just going to try to load it into the stream. Just give me a minute here, guys. Okay, KVK stats. Let's go find this. Dirty Dan called you a nerd. Not my words, but his. Why is he calling me a nerd, huh? Call me a nerd? Well, what did I do to deserve that title? It looks like the rally was defeated there, guys. Where did I save this file? Let me go try to find this file. I got too many files. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was the wrong type. It doesn't like this. It doesn't like this application I'm using. I'm gonna have to try to change the file type. One sec, guys. Alright. So fire should dominate earth and wind water in terms of open field. That's sort of what it seems like, which is obviously the sign of a good KVK. When you have like one side that's going to do really well, which obviously 1903, they've taken the pass, but they are meeting a little bit of resistance here against Earth Camp. Like maybe they're starting to get pushed back a little bit. And obviously we looked earlier at 27-28, so that's Wind Camp. And we only briefly looked at that, guys, but they seem to completely be dominating on that side of the map. We'll go take a look in a second on the other side of the map as well. Just trying to get this file up for you guys. Alright, let's go take a look at the other side of the map as well. What's happening? Abba, welcome to the stream. Okay, let's go back to Wind Camp perspective. So they've already got the burn, guys. Look at the domination. Absolute domination here by Wind Camp. They're not even really being met by much resistance at all. Alright. Man, are they still? They're still touching this flag as well, so they still have to get that burnt. This one is also. Oh wait, no, that's not touching right now. They can't burn that yet. But yeah, so this is 27-28 side, guys. So this is a very strong team. 27-28. So like I said earlier, I think 27-28. There's a few familiar names. It is... What is it? No, this is like an Osiris League team, I think. 27-28. This is the actual kingdom here. Top 8 Osiris League team. That's where I know the name. 27-28. I think they're going to have to burn through this first layer of flags before they can actually touch that fort as well. So that's a kind of interesting way that some kingdoms like to do these past sevens. I mean, maybe it's because having the fort one layer back, or like one tile back from the pass, kind of allows you to have more cities surrounding the fort. So I always sort of wondered like why they did that, but I guess that's the reason why they do it. Like maybe if they know that they're going to get burnt out, then they just sort of sacrifice that first layer with their flags. But I just noticed like not every kingdom has that same strategy. Like sometimes you'll see the fort, you know, see how there's like that tile there. There's like that one tile. But other kingdoms will have that fort like touching the pass, so it's just interesting to see the different strategies. But yeah, not really much resistance being met here on the 27-28 side. So we'll go back to 1903. Let's see how they're doing. They got pushed back earlier. Okay, they're back out of the pass again. So this is looking a lot more balanced, to be honest. Like the fire camp and the earth camp side, this is looking a bit more balanced here. Like, actually, the two murder balls are kind of meeting relatively even here on the battlefield. All right. Hold on. This is going to look weird for a second, guys. This is going to look weird for a second. One sec. Let me just show you guys. All right. So there's the... We're just going to leave that on the screen just for a second so you guys can like actually see what's happening. All right. So it's a Heroic Anthem, guys. We're looking at 1903 right now. So these guys are in fire camp. They actually have over 1.2 trillion KP. And they are taking on Earth camp over here. So this is like 3174, the main alliance. Also, you know, they're obviously a little bit less KP than fire camp. But it's sort of balanced out on the bottom side where you can see 2728. These guys are also 1.19 trillion KP alliance. And they're kind of dominating right now against water camp. So there's the stats right there. We can come back to that later. I just wanted to show you guys what the actual KVK was looking like in terms of who's versing who. So yeah, let's get rid of that for now. But I just wanted to show you guys that so there's a little bit of context on what this KVK looks like. Okay, so this is the 3174. I think this is the team that has the ANG guy. ANG. Oh, here it is. He's the king of the main alliance. Maybe that's only one of his accounts. I don't even know how many accounts that guy has. He has so many accounts, this guy. This ANG guy. 46 billion power. So you guys probably know who this guy is. Like, he's very well-known guy, the ANG. I think he's got like, or he at least did have two accounts in 1960. One of them was like over 100 billion KP. So that's the same guy, I think. Yeah, here comes the rally. What's happening, Soli? Welcome to the stream, man. We're just checking out the opening here for 1903. Probably gonna watch for a little bit. So yeah, this is my first time, like I said, streaming you know, as an observer for another KVK. So this is a new experience for me as well. But you know, I wanted to kind of keep the momentum up a little bit. That rally is getting completely swarmed right now. I don't think that's going to do too well. That ANG rally up there heading towards the pass. But meanwhile, this rally from 1903 is holding. They're getting some nice hits in. You can see it's like absolutely smashing that flag right now. So this rally seems to do extremely well, the Chaper rally, as long as you can kind of maintain some field presence and prevent that from being swarmed down. I think this is one of the most powerful rallies right now. Looks like one of their marches sort of came in and they're trying their best to swarm down, but I don't think they're going to be able to save this flag, guys. This flag looks like it's a couple of seconds from being burnt. There you go, they got the burn. As expected, but that was kind of a close call because Earth Camp were starting to come in a little bit there. But they weren't able to get there fast enough for that flag. So is that the first burn 1903 got? I think it is, yeah. They still got to burn 2 more flags. And then let's see where the fort is. Why is this fort building? Bro, why do they have a building fort at this time? Is that even smart? Is that even a good... That seems a little dangerous, right? That seems a little dangerous to have a fort there like that. Like literally just placing the fort right now. That seems a little bit dangerous. Why would they do that? Are 1903 going to be able to get to that fort? I wonder if they're going to be able to get to that fort. I mean, I don't know the exact timing of like getting to that fort. It looks like they're already burning this flag. So obviously that was their priority to get that down. And then there's still this flag as well. So there's two more flags. Maybe 3 more flags. I don't know if they're going to be able to get to this fort in time. Nah, they're kind of filling it fast now. Yeah, the building time has gone down to less than 3 hours. But still, that seemed like a little bit of a dangerous play for Earthcamp, like placing the fort so close to the opening of this pass. That's Windcamp fort? Is that what it is? Okay, that's what it is. You're right. It is a Windcamp. That's why I was so confused. I was so confused why there was a building fort, but okay, there you go. It is the Windcamp fort. So that kind of explains things. I was like, what is going on? Why are they placing a fort at this time? That makes sense. Yeah, that makes more sense. So, because obviously Windcamp were already dominating on their side of the map. So I guess if they're gonna bring some more players up here, that could also make it more difficult for 1903. Looks like they're starting to reball. Let's go check out the other side, guys. Let's see if this is still complete domination by Windcamp. Looks like it is. Look at all the Windcamp marchers there on the field. All the blue marchers. Man, no wonder Windcamp is sending some of their troops up onto the 1903 side. I mean, they are just completely dominating over here, guys. 27-28. You guys think this is an even KVK? I know it's a little bit early to sort of judge at the moment, but I mean, just by like looking at how the opening has gone, 27-28 have a lot more field presence, that's for sure. Against Watercamp. Watercamp, maybe they're the weakest camp, or they seem like the weakest camp so far. Okay, heading back to the 1903 side. So both sides, Earthcamp and Firecamp, they're starting to ball up. So there's probably going to be some big murderable fight in a moment here. Or they might also be waiting for a rally. Maybe Earthcamp are preparing to rally the pass, or at least attempting to, maybe. They did send that sort of Chapeau rally earlier, but I don't think it made it too far against the pass. Hard to tell midday and midweek. That's also a good point. Yeah, because like I guess some of these players might be waiting for Kingsland to show their like full activity. And yeah, speaking of Kingsland, so I believe this Kingsland fight is going to open up on Saturday. So yeah, I kind of wanted to just stream like the opening night today, or the opening day I should say, for you guys. It's the middle of the night for me here, so that's why I keep saying night. But I guess it's daytime for the rest of you guys. So I wanted to stream this opening, kind of introduce the KVK, and yeah, we're going to be streaming like the Kingsland fight as well coming up on Saturday. So based on the opening, it seems like wind is better than fire, and earth is better than water. And Earth seems to be doing decently well against fire. I would agree with that statement, honestly. Like, you definitely can't say not to put Firecamp down. Like, obviously, they're doing kind of a little bit better than Earthcamp, but they're not dominating on the field as well. Like, they are having to kind of retreat after their pushes. And they're starting to, obviously, come out of the gate there now after they balled up behind the pass. But it does seem like Earthcamp is meeting them on the field with decent numbers here. So I would definitely agree with that statement. This does seem like a much more even battleground with the 1903 side and Earthcamp. But yeah, every time we've checked out 27-28 over on the bottom side of the map, it doesn't seem like it's as even. Obviously, they're kind of dominating right now on the field. 27-28. So that's going to be interesting to see how that translates into Kingsland. But again, I don't want to make like, you know, too early assumptions here or whatever. Obviously, Mango pointed out like this is the middle of the week. And it is also past 7, so it doesn't mean everything, right? But just based on the field presence that we've seen from both of these camps, it would be interesting, right? When King's Lane opens, it's going to be interesting. Okay, here we go, guys. So we got a murderable fight that's just cooking up here outside of the 1903 pass. Pass 7 is just starting at forts. I wouldn't log in during work for sure. Yeah, I think maybe a lot of players are saving their energy for King's Lane. And especially being the middle of the week as well, right? I can see that. I don't know if you guys saw that Chaper rally kind of just snuck past the murder pool there at the back. But that was kind of an interesting angle that rally came through. Like, they have their murder ball up on this top side, but the rally kind of just snuck through. Obviously, it's dead now. But I don't know if that was actually a good play on Earthcamp's side. Like, maybe you'd think it would make more sense to send the rally from this side, right? If you have the field on this side, you'd think it would make more sense to kind of push with the rally, like, together with your field. But that was kind of interesting. They just decided to let that go. Let that rally sort of sneak past. And now 1903 are preparing to get this second flag here. I guess they're currently waiting on their rally. There's a few people accidentally hitting the flag, maybe. I doubt it's intentional. With a Gorgo garrison. (1903) they are quite, they seem quite capable of pushing back the Earthcamp ball, even though we did say, like, obviously Earthcamp is putting up a good fight. It does seem like when Firecamp kind of get together there and they push as like a group, they do seem quite capable. I mean, even just look at that ball there. Like, it looks pretty thick. There's a lot of disciplined players there, like, kind of, or they're starting to move back now, but I mean, you guys got the point. That seems like a pretty disciplined murder ball from 1903 side. It just goes to show, like, when you kind of work together as a team, you can quite quickly remove the enemy field. Because Earthcamp, they had a decent murder ball there, guys, on the field. They did have a decent murder ball. But it got wiped out pretty quickly there. I don't know why these guys are why are they starting to retreat? Okay, these guys should not be retreating. They should be holding the field. Like, at least wait for the rally before you start retreating. They're sending way too many guys back. I mean, obviously that guy is already dead, but still. Why are these yellow guys retreating right now? Like, they should probably hold the field instead of retreating. Wait for the rally first, guys. Okay, here comes the rally. They're still managing to hold enough of a field presence here. They're sending in an Asher Banapal. I'm curious who the secondary is for this rally. It's probably Chaper. I guess it's probably Chaper. It's a Henry. Asher Banapal Henry rally, okay. And there's some hero march trying to dive in there to swarm the rally. 1903 guys kind of quickly trying to wrap it around and take care of that. But yeah, I will say, guys, actually, the Ashurbanipal Henry, or Henry Ashurbanipal, whichever way you want to run it, I will say it is still an extremely effective rally, actually. Like, I was rocking that rally myself. I don't know if you guys watched, like, you know, the 2359 KVK from last week. Like, we were running some of those rallies as well over here, and it's still a really good rally, honestly. Like, personally, I use Henry as a primary, but still a very effective rally. People sending yellow troops back for good reports. What I hate now. Yeah, I mean, that's the issue, isn't it? Like, I think I understand it in some cases, but if you're pushing an objective, like, obviously they were trying to push an objective right there. They did manage to get the burn anyway. They did manage to get the burn, but why would you, like, retreat, you know, when you're playing objectively? You're trying to get the burn on these flags. And I was just complimenting them earlier as well. I was just saying how disciplined Fire Camp were. And then, like, 2 seconds after I said that, you know, you see all these yellow marchers kind of retreating. So they had a short-lived amount of discipline, and then all the yellow marchers left. But anyway, they still managed to get the burn, so I guess they know what they're doing. They've already burnt this flag on that bottom side, and now they're burning that middle flag. And I guess they're going to try to burn this one next. So yeah. I know, there's still another touching flag there as well, behind this one, so they're going to have to wait for this one to burn. Yeah, there's still quite a few of those touching flags. Here comes another rally, guys. This is kind of weird. Why are they just sending rallies like this? So here comes the ANG rally, or however you say this dude's name. This must be, okay, this is definitely the big Kraken right here. Look at this, 637 million power guy, 63 billion kill points. Here comes this suicidal rally at the pass. I don't think this is going to do too well. Although, look at all the Fire Camp guys retreating. Oh my god. Are they even going to be able to swarm this rally? Surely they're going to be able to swarm that rally, bro. That was a hard retreat by Fire Camp. Oh my god. Okay. That was kind of weird. They did manage to get it down, but, like, honestly, if that rally had waited 5 seconds more, 5 seconds longer, or like an anchor on that rally or whatever, that rally would still be hitting right now. They might have even managed to take the pass, because Fire Camp are, like, hard retreating, guys. I'm not gonna lie, that hard retreat was kind of poorly timed retreat from Fire Camp. 960 dropped quite a bit of power. GT at 16. Something B and MX. Oh wow, they're only at 3 billion. Well, I mean, I don't know exactly where all those GT players are going, but I heard a few of them are going to 1606, so they've probably already arrived, I guess. And then I also heard, might be unrelated, like it could be unrelated, but I did also hear like 1093 had a big migration. I don't know if they managed to get a few of the GT players or not. It could be unrelated. But there's definitely some changes happening in the Kingdom dynamics, like at the top end of the scale. So yeah, it's going to be weird to see like 960 kind of not at the top level anymore. I think 93 is the highest KP Kingdom right now, like 4.2 trillion KP or something. I guess that would kind of make sense because they have two alliances, right? Like not many kingdoms, or maybe not even any other kingdoms, at least in the end game, are capable of having 2 alliances like that. So I guess that would make sense. That's not really that surprising. Like seeing 1093 at the top of KP. Because that KP is kind of spread out, like with all the extra players that they have. But still, yeah, obviously a very thick team, or it's looking a lot thicker than it was. They've had a really good migration that I've heard. You have a farm in 3174? Farm in 3174. What? They're in... Oh, they're in Earth Camp. You have a farm in Earth Camp? Nice, dude. You should send me some of those reports, bro. Send me some reports. If you end up joining that guy's rally or something, send me some of those reports, man. Let's see how this is going. Look at all the ANG accounts at the top there. 1, 2, and 3, guys. ANG, they got some big Krakens from this one owner here, ANG. That is crazy. And then there's a few of those 1903 guys as well. A little bit lower down. Alright, let's go take a little peek at 2728. I want to see how 2728 is doing. They're still completely dominating. Like, literally there's no field from the other side. I don't even know where the field is. They're just non-existent. No offense to Water Camp, but yeah. Where is your field, guys? Where is the Water Camp field? I don't see them anywhere. Every time we've looked down on this side of the map, there's nothing but domination going on. Nothing but domination. Oh my god. Look at how deep these guys are going. They're literally swarming down cities right now. Well, that's probably an accidental touch, but anyway. Okay, you can see 1903 have dropped a fort. I think that's obviously needed. That is a good call to have Fire Camp drop that fort. That is definitely needed, considering how wrecked Water Camp is getting over here on this side of the map. Let's head back over to this side. This is definitely the more exciting side of the map, guys. The Fire Camp side. This is way more exciting. There's actually some proper murderable fights happening on the Fire Camp side. 9377, 960 still at 3rd in KP. Pretty much tied for 4th. And 5th is 489. 2489 and 1365. Yeah, I think I saw that list the other day. Like, they released some kind of a list. I think I know what you're talking about. Well, they do that list, like, what, once a month? Once a month, they put out, like, a top of those... The top 10 power list, or the top 10 KP list as well. Trying to find that list right now. I want to go have a look. Let's see. Actually, funnily enough, this is for the July. This has probably changed by now. It's almost certainly has changed, but it was funny to see 2359. So that's the kingdom I'm in, like 2359. They actually made the top 10. They were exactly ranked 10. For the top 10 alliances in power. So that was kind of funny to see. 2359 up there. But I know that number has definitely gone down by now, like, after we had our 4-day Kingsland. That number has definitely gone down. We're not in the top 10 anymore, I don't think. But, interestingly enough, for kill points... So I'm looking at the list here, by the way. That's why I'm looking over on the other side of the screen. So interestingly enough, I think even though 2359 would have dropped from that top 10 in power, I believe we might be in the top 10 for kill points now. So I'm looking at the list here anyway. Like I've got a list here I'm looking at from July, which was last month. The top 10 position, right, was 1.6 trillion KP was the top 10 position. Now guys, 2359 right now, we're almost at 1.9 trillion KP. So like unless those other alliances have actually managed to gain almost 300 billion KP in that time, then there's a good chance that when the next time this list gets released, 2359 is going to be top 10 in KP, guys. Which is pretty cool. So I don't know if that's like the first time that's ever happened. It might be the first time it's ever happened. I'm not entirely like familiar with the full history of 2359. This is obviously my first. I just finished the first KVK with 2359. So obviously I'm kind of new to that kingdom. You'll have a pretty good migration after this KVK, I would assume. I have heard that as well. But I'm not part of the migration team or anything like that. But I have heard that there is like supposedly a lot of migrants, or applicants I should say. I'm sure the actual requirements for getting accepted is definitely going to be a little bit hard. I remember even when I migrated to 2359, like obviously, like I said, I just finished my first KVK with them. So I migrated in the previous KVK before this one via the like KVK immigration process. And I got recruited like because I was one of the sort of best performers of my old kingdom, 2581, and I got recruited by 2359 at the time because I managed to get over 2 billion KP in that KVK, in the last KVK I played. So it kind of stood out and it was enough for them to want to recruit me. But I just remember, guys, like even when I got recruited, like it was harsh. Like the requirements were honestly pretty tough. You know, like there were guys that I was trying to get to join me, right? Like I had some mates that I wanted to like get them to come along to 2359, and they literally got rejected. Like they weren't allowed to come, even though they had like pretty good. They were not deadweights, you know. Like I wasn't like trying to bring along deadweights or anything like that. They were pretty good players. Like we're talking players that had like, you know, 1.1 billion KP in like a single KVK. That's not a bad player. But 2359 didn't want those players. Like they were like, no, sorry, you're not good enough, bro. So it's kind of brutal. The requirements for this kingdom, it's very harsh. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, even looking back at the KVK before the one that we just played, it was already hard to get into this kingdom. And now I'm pretty sure it's gonna be even more difficult. Did I end up getting my 20 billion KB? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. Yeah, so because actually if you watched you know, that last stream that I did in oh, there's another rally. They like sending those little cheeky rallies. Earthcam. If you watch my last my last stream, which was like the day 4 of Kingsland, right? That was like my last actual day of streaming for that KVK. Anyway, like literally right as I ended that stream, that was like the 6-hour stream, by the way, the one I did day 4 of Kingsland. It was a 6-hour stream I did like last week. So literally like right as I ended the stream last week for that day 4 of Kingsland, it was so weird, guys. Like I don't know why, I must have somehow knew or known, bro. They literally surrendered after that. Like, dude, I ended the stream. You know, I was getting tired. I ended the stream. I went to bed, and then it was like, okay, they surrendered after that. Like, we literally won the KVK after I ended the stream. So, I don't know if that was part of it. Maybe they were watching the stream, and they saw me end it, and they're like, alright, it's over, guys. I don't know if that's actually... I'm just making that up now. I'm just making that up, guys. But still, that was kind of funny how that happened last week. Hey, what's up, Philly? Welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for coming to check it out, bro. I saw Philly... I don't know. Are you still streaming, Philly? I saw Philly was streaming earlier. Let me go see. Let's go see if Philly is still streaming. Well, he's probably going to tell us anyway. Philly's got a small YouTube channel. He's got a restart. Philly's got a restart account in KVK1, I think. Are you in KVK1, Philly? Let's go see. Philly boy. Philly boy. Oh, you ended your stream. You ended your stream. All right, I got you. You're just testing the waters, Philly. I see. I got it, man. Anyway, dude, I haven't seen you stream for like a good year, bro. So at least you're coming back into it, man. Welcome back to the streaming world, Philly. Even if you're just testing the waters, it's good to see you back again. What's happening, Dutone? Guys, welcome to the stream, everybody who's just joining us. So we're while actually there's no fighting, I'll just show you guys the KVK like matchup here. So yeah, we're just checking out a KVK here, Dutone. We're watching Heroic Anthem. 1903 is in Fire Camp. They're allied with Water Camp. Down below you can see 2425 is in Water Camp. And they are taking on the right side of the map. So you got 2728 in Wind Camp. And of course, right now we are watching 1903 versus the Earth Camp side of the map. This is honestly where the exciting stuff is happening. So there's the matchup, guys. If you haven't already seen it, just like while there's a little bit of a break here on the field, good time to show the KVK matchup. You can see Fire Camp is starting to reball there. And obviously Earth Camp is balling up. Okay, they repaired the flag. So they're going to try to defend this flag by the looks of it. You started for a second, but can't figure out how to get Discord without putting it on stream. I see, Philly. I got you. It's a little bit tricky, like... but once you get the hang of it, you know, it becomes easier. Obviously, I don't have anything to worry about right now, Philly, because I'm just observing this KVK, so I'm just here chilling with you guys. I'm not in any Discord voice that I have to worry about. Who is the 1903 campmate? Oh, let me get that screen back real quick for you, Mom and them. So it looks like they're with a B kingdom. They're with 3374, so I guess that's kind of a relatively new kingdom there. 3374 is the campmate of 1903. And so it looks like, I think, judging by the power of those kingdoms, it looks like this is one of those situations where it's like an A camp matchup with a B camp ally. So that was literally like the same situation in the 2359 KVK we just had. Like every camp had an A seed, along with that B seed camp ally, or camp mate, I should say. So here comes the push from 1903. I guess they're gonna try to get that burn happening again, because Earth Camp did repair that flag. Alright. Oh, they sent another rally. Guys, these guys love sending those cheeky rallies. Look at that. They sent a Tarek up there. I like how they just... Every time there's like a murderable fight on either the top side or the bottom side, they're sending a rally, like a cheeky rally on the opposite side of where the fighting is happening. And it is like that, Tarek Pakal, the high counter-attack damage rally, so I guess they were expecting the swarm. A little bit cheeky there. Coming from 3174. You just checked. Oh, how is your recovery going from the resources and speeds? So speeds, bro. Like, let me tell you, bro, I'm kind of glad that the KVK that we played is, you know, came to an end. The speeds were looking pretty low. Alright, here comes that Asher Henry rally, I think, again. This is the guy that was running Asher Henry earlier. Pretty strong rally, guys. And there's, like, literally no field from Earth Camp in this side, so Fire kept doing their job by pushing them back from that side over here. But yeah, Dutone, so, man, I'm looking forward, honestly. I know it sounds weird. Like, who's excited about off-season? Okay, maybe that's the wrong way of phrasing it. But I am looking forward to regaining some of those speeds, bro. Maybe I'm not, like, super excited about the actual grind that's going to be ahead of us, but, you know, I guess that's kind of what you have to do, right? When you have, like, an all-in KVK. That's what you got to do, man. It's going to take time to get those speeds back, of course. But then we're going to do it all over again next KVK. And yeah, so I didn't manage to quite reach the 20 billion KP. I finished KVK with 19.7 billion KP. So we didn't quite manage to get to the 20 billion. That was kind of like a last minute goal that I'd set for myself. You know, once I saw like how much KP I get, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so close to 20 billion. Can we do it? But we didn't quite get there, guys, because Kingsland was finished on that 4th day. You just check 93T at 2.7 trillion, 93X at 1.8 trillion KP. That is absolutely insane. So literally, like, 1093 second alliance, right? Like the second alliance there, the 93X. That is basically the same, that is basically the same KP as the 2359 main alliance, right? That is insane. Absolutely insane. Mad Phantom is now in 1093. They had a great migration. Yeah, I saw that post. Someone posted that earlier. Like, I think the whole team of Mad, like, that's like a group, obviously. They call themselves the Mad Group. I think all of the Mad players migrated there. Can you show me the Baichi talent and equipment? I can't really show you right now, dude. Because we're observing this KVK, and you can see there's no way of selecting commander view. Like, I can't look at commander view unless I leave this this Lost Kingdom map that we're looking at here. So I'm not going to be able to show you right now. Let's see. Oops. Let's go back to Win side to see how they're doing. Every time we've looked on this side of the map, there's just domination by WinCamp. Is there ANG V3? There is. He has 3 accounts in this KVK. The ANG guy. last time we checked the KP ranking for this KVK. We'll have another look. ANG, his 3 accounts were literally at the top. They still are. You can see there. ANG is in position number 1, 2, and 3. Which is pretty crazy. So, I don't even know how many accounts this guy has, but like I said, this is a very well-known player, really. Like, everyone kind of knows this guy. I think he has some other accounts as well somewhere else in another kingdom, or at least like he did anyway. To put it in perspective, 93 main alliance. In 93 got almost the same amount of KP that 489 or 365 as a kingdom. Oh my god, that's crazy when you say that out loud. Crazy. And yeah, like I said earlier, I actually know this guy here, Alto. This is his second account. His main account is in 2377. Alto. But yeah, WinCamp absolutely smashing their side of the map, that's for sure. What are they rallying with? Oh, they're using an Attila. Attila super tight rally. Who is this guy anyway? Only Chuck. From 2728. Let's go back to the fire camp. This is honestly where it's much more exciting. Or at least I say that now, but there's not much happening at this moment. They're reballing up. Let's change perspective back to fire camp. So earth camp are kind of routinely defending these flags here. They're getting the repair on these flags while they're balling up. So at least they are putting up a fight, guys. Like earth camp are actually putting up a fight on this side of the map. I think I'd much, if I was a player in this KVK, I would much rather be on the 1903 side. I think they're going to be having a lot more fun. They're going to be getting a lot more KP and so on. You think King Schmuck is migrating to 2728 after this KVK? Isn't King Schmuck is also on his quest to 20 billion KP, right? I think he's also like on a quest to 20 billion KP. Skizzy, congrats on that KVK win, brother. Long 4 days of Kingsland. Dude, absolutely, man. It was an insane KVK. And bro, thank you for the kind words, dude. It was so much fun. And I thank you guys for joining me on those streams last week as well. But yeah, like I said earlier, you know, we're just trying to keep the momentum going here as well. Like we had a really big growth last week, streaming that 2359 KVK. So we want to try to keep the momentum. I don't want to get back in the habit of streaming KVK and then like you guys don't see me for 2 months or 3 months. So we're gonna try to like make sure that doesn't happen this time. That's why we're streaming this KVK today. My first ever time streaming as an observer. So if you guys enjoy it or if you like appreciate this KVK action and you haven't already, guys, like just chuck a like and a subscribe on the channel. Show your support if you enjoy the content. You're fighting a 220 million power player? That's SVIP in KVK1? Oh my god. How is someone that high in power in a KVK1? I mean, I guess it does happen, but kind of hard to comprehend that someone has that much power in KVK1. That is absolutely insane. Don't let that happen. Just do 0 skips and it's all good. That's also another option. We just do 0 skips, and then I'll be streaming like what, in 2 weeks for the new KVK. Oh my god. I don't know if my account is ready though for that. It sounds good for the streaming perspective, but we'd have a lot of streams happening if we did 0 skips. But I don't know if my account can handle 0 skips right now, bro. I don't know if we can handle that. Oh my god. Unless you want to watch me like doing some cheeseburgering all KVK. Gotta go fight. The fighting is picking up. No worries, Philly. Dude, if you want to play Battlefield, I reckon I can probably join you on the weekend, man. When the next beta comes back. I didn't actually get a chance to play the beta, but I heard some good things about it. So I'm keen to give that beta a try. Like, I heard it's coming back this weekend. So yeah, we should have a game. We should have a game together, bro. Battlefield 6 beta. Recovery KVK. I don't know if they would ever do that in 2359. I mean, we worked so hard to build our reputation in this KVK. We were seen as the underdogs, right? We were seen as the underdogs against 1846, and we managed to win. So I don't think we're going to want to ruin that reputation now by doing a recovery KVK. That doesn't really seem like something that would happen. Even though it would be kind of good for my account, but yeah, probably not going to happen. That was New Jeans. He was SVIP before KVK 1 started. Yeah, like I said, Mama, I mean, it's not like it's unheard of. There are obviously those KVK 1 Krakens, but it's kind of hard to comprehend in a way. Like, just knowing how much money would have to be spent in such a small amount of time. Like, imagine you start a new account. You literally have like 0 speeds, right? You have 0 speeds. And then you see those players somehow push to like 200 million power. I mean, how the hell do they do that in such a short amount of time? Well, I mean, I guess it's not really the question of how do they do it. It's just the real question we should be asking is how much money did they spend to do that? I don't even want to know, to be honest. I don't even want to know. That's just scary to think about. You still love playing COD? Okay, dude, this is the only place that I gotta ask this. COD, right? The abbreviation COD, I would say in the gaming world, COD means Call of Duty. That's what everyone would think, right? Call of Duty is COD. But in this place that we're streaming right now, Rise of Kingdoms, guys, most players here that say COD, they might be talking about Call of Dragons. So you gotta be more specific, bro. You talking about Call of Dragons or Call of Duty? Oh, they got the next burn. I guess they're gonna be trying to get the burn up there as well on that upper flag in a minute. Probably gonna retreat first, get those fresh marches, wait for the rally. They've probably got an anchored rally right now. You heard 2359 is gonna go first pop into KVK? Dude, don't scare me like that, bro. Don't scare me like that, Dutone. Oh my god. That would not be good. First pop. Bro, Dutone, right now I have like 600 or less than 600 days of speed ups, man. I am definitely not ready for a first pop KVK, that's for sure. Oh, we are not ready for that. Ah, you are talking about Call of Duty. Alright. I got you, bro. See, that's what I would have assumed as well. Like, I would have assumed Call of Duty when someone says, you know, COD, COD. Like, normally I would assume Call of Duty, but nowadays you kind of have to ask. You know, especially with this kind of crowd, like with the Rise of Kingdoms crowd. I don't even know how many of you guys actually play Call of Dragons, but I guess not a lot of you would play it anymore. Like, I tried playing Call of Dragons when it first came out. I think I played it for about a month or two. And then it just, honestly, it bored me. Like, it's not really that fun. Call of Dragons. But I do remember, like, excuse me. I do remember when Call of Dragons first came out. A lot of people were kind of saying, like, oh, it's going to take over Rock. Like, you know, it's going to be more popular than Rock. People were kind of worried about it. I was worried about it, even myself, to be honest. Like, obviously, I love this game. I love Rise of Kingdoms. And I remember, like, a few players sort of quitting this game to go play Call of Dragons when it first, like, we're talking, like, when it first got released. And I was like, oh my god, like, is this going to be the end of Rock? But then, like, everyone sort of just came back to Rock. And then, I don't even know, like, who even plays Call of Dragons anymore. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure, like, some people still play it. Some people still enjoy it. But it wasn't for me, that's for sure. It definitely wasn't for me. Alright, they're reballing down here. I guess they're preparing to repair the flag. I don't know why they're not. Why aren't they balling up on this top side? This flag is already repairing. You'd think that they'd start gathering their murder ball up here. Unless they're literally just like about to press repair on that flag. You played for a month and then quit? That was honestly like the same with me. Like I probably played for like less than a month as well. And yeah, dude's saying like, bro, the same thing happened when Age of Empires Mobile came out. I think that came out last year. Age of Empires Mobile. Like, I remember I downloaded that when it first came out. Surprisingly, I actually played Age of Empires Mobile a lot longer than Call of Dragons. Like, I was playing Age of Empires Mobile for at least 6 months. But eventually I stopped playing Age of Empires Mobile. Because in the end, like, I don't know if you guys tried it or not, Age of Empires Mobile. But like, honestly, the problem for me was not really just the time like that it was taking to play the game, but that was like obviously a factor. It was very time consuming. But it's like super pay to win, like even more so than Rock. Like, you literally have to smash the bundles to even have a hope in hell of playing that game, Age of Empires Mobile. It is crazy how much you got to spend in that game, you know, to actually stay relevant. I mean, like, at least in Rise of Kingdoms, like, okay, guys, I'm not a free-to-play player. You guys know that. But, like, we've seen free-to-play players that have excelled in this game. It can be done. You know, you can be, like, a high-performing free-to-play player in this game. We've seen it. We've seen it happen. And it still happens today. I'm not saying it's an easy task, but I'm saying it can be done. But, like, in Age of Empires Mobile, like, they push the spending so much there. Like, if you don't spend like a crazy guy, you know, you're gonna get left behind pretty badly there. You played Age of Empires Mobile till you guys got the capture Kingsland and then stopped. Can only spend on one game. Also, time is crazy. Exactly, bro. That's exactly the issue, honestly. Like, well, the two biggest factors, you know, is the money that is required to spend in Age of Empires Mobile, and then the time that it takes to play, like, all the events in that game as well. But Dutone, one thing I'm gonna say, which I think is kind of funny, right? like that new game mode that we have here in Rise of Kingdoms, the Supreme Strife. Everyone's talking about Supreme Strife right now. That, dude, you gotta admit, that is a complete copy from Age of Empires Mobile. That is 100% a copy from Age of Empires Mobile. Like, for anyone who ever played an actual KVK in Age of Empires Mobile, I don't know if you guys played it or not. But like I said, I played for 6 months. I played like a couple of KVKs. Or at least, no, maybe more than a couple of KVKs there. I'm telling you guys, the KVK in Age of Empires Mobile is exactly the same as Supreme Strife in Rise of Kingdoms. It is exactly the same. So that's kind of funny to see, you know, when like Rise of Kingdoms, they release these new game modes like Supreme Strife. Like, obviously it's a cool thing. They're bringing out new game modes, right? But everyone who thinks that that's like a innovative idea, you know, I'm not trying to put the developers down or anything. I'm just being honest. Whoever thinks that is an innovative idea, like, oh wow, look how cool like this idea is, right? That is not a new idea. Like, they're just copying off another game. That is 100% a copycat game mode from Age of Empires Mobile. So, you know, you guys can diss Age of Empires Mobile, or we can diss Age of Empires Mobile all we want. But the reality is, like, some of the ideas they have in that game are actually half decent. And I think it has sort of pushed Rise of Kingdoms to do better as well. If anything, that's probably the best thing about Age of Empires Mobile that ever, like, occurred, was the fact that it sort of pushed Rise of Kingdoms to do better. I think that's probably the best thing that actually happened out of that game. And obviously we're still seeing that today, like even a year later after the release of Age of Empires, we're still seeing Rise of Kingdoms push these new game modes to kind of compete with their rival game. So if we start with Rock 10 account today and just work on the Siege March, will that help or work? I would say yes. I mean, I'm not an expert on like new accounts in this game, but I would say that would probably be a smart investment if you focused on Siege on a new account. Siege is, you know, incredibly powerful. So have you read the new update on the Kingdom merge? I briefly read the kind of like the main pointers of the Kingdom merge. I don't think I might have missed a couple of things about it, but I did read. So it's something about a new KVK format, and it's going to be for basically like dead kingdoms. Like it said kingdoms that qualify for like the Kingdom merge KVK story. Basically, they're going to be forced into that KVK. Like they're literally not going to have a choice. Like you're not going to be able to choose. You're not going to be able to choose what KVK you want to play. Like it's just going to chuck you into that KVK. And basically, how it's going to work, from what I read in the update, is like it's going to be like a normal KVK. But then at the end of the KVK, whatever kingdoms are in that KVK are then going to be like merged into one big kingdom. Or maybe there's like 2 kingdoms that they all merge into or something. So it's kind of the game's way of combating like those dead kingdoms. And like, let me tell you, bro, there is a lot of dead kingdoms in this game. So I've never played in a dead kingdom. I don't really know why anyone would want to play in a dead kingdom. It seems kind of boring. Like, why would you want to play in a dead kingdom, right? But apparently a lot of people do. Apparently a lot of people play in dead kingdoms, believe it or not. I don't know why, but they do. So yeah, the game is kind of trying to combat that issue of the dead kingdoms. Rock is getting stuff that is already in Call of Dragons. I guess that would make sense, Dutone, if, you know, it basically being the same developer, like it's pretty much the same developer. Even though they do have a separate name for the Call of Dragons team, I think it's like Farlight Games or something like that, but it's basically the same company as Lilith Games. It's all the same company, or they're under the same parent company, so I guess it would make sense that like whatever works in Call of Dragons, they would also naturally just sort of bring over to Rise of Kingdoms as well. Do people actually play Age of Empires mobile? You know, the funny thing is, like, it's a good question. I don't know the exact statistics, right? Honestly, I don't know the exact statistics. But I will say this. When I played Age of Empires mobile, you know, I played for 6 months, right? I'm going to be honest, a lot of people play that game. It seems like a very, very popular game. The only thing that happened though, like this is what I noticed, right? All the Rise of Kingdoms players, all the players that were coming from Rise of Kingdoms, maybe they were curious about Age of Empires Mobile. I mean, I was one of those players. I was curious. I wanted to check it out. And a lot of other players were curious as well. All of those players that came from Rise of Kingdoms, most of them have quit Age of Empires now. They don't play Age of Empires anymore. They all quit. The reason why is because Rise of Kingdoms is better. It's a much better game. Way more fun. A lot more fun than Age of Empires Mobile. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. To answer your question, do people still play Age of Empires Mobile? Yes, they do. It's just not the players that play Rise of Kingdoms. We're talking about... You got to keep in mind. You got to keep in mind, bro. Age of Empires itself is a massive franchise. Like, it is, in the overall grand scheme of things, outside of the actual mobile game, Age of Empires is way more well-known than Rise of Kingdoms probably ever will be. And that's because we're talking about a franchise that has been around for like 30 years or something like that. You know? So, of course, it's going to be more popular. So, to answer the question, yes, absolutely. There is a massive player base in Age of Empires Mobile. We just don't hear about it anymore because, like I said, Rise of Kingdoms is actually a more fun game. So all of the like Rise of Kingdoms players kind of return to Rise of Kingdoms and they're like, okay, why would I ever play Age of Empires Mobile if Rise of Kingdoms is just more fun to play? But what I'm saying is those players that have never played Rise of Kingdoms, like we're talking about the Age of Empires players, that is the only experience they've ever had. Well, yeah, they're still playing. They haven't stopped playing. They're still playing. There's a lot of players that are playing that game. A lot. Because, you know, they've never experienced Rise of Kingdoms. So how would they know this game is better if they've never played it, you know? They're never going to know. Question is, if you merge Dead Kingdom, are you not getting just a big Dead Kingdom? That is also a really big possibility as well, Dutone. Like, you might end up getting like those kingdoms like 1002 or 1001. You know, I'm not trying to call them out specifically, but I'm sure you guys are kind of familiar with those kingdoms. Like, everyone knows 1002 is like the biggest deadweight Imperial kingdom in the game. Everyone knows that. But yeah, that is definitely a possibility. We might be seeing more 1002 kingdoms out there. Oh man, Dead Kingdom doesn't mean it has 0 players. No, absolutely. I agree with what you guys are saying. Like, you could end up having those kind of fat Imperium kingdoms that are just like incapable of even running a KVK. But I don't know. That might, like, they're obviously trying to deal with the Dead Kingdom situation. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like, I think at least they're trying to kind of combat that issue. One other thing I also do like about it as well is the fact that, like, a lot of players that are in those Dead Kingdoms, right? I think they're just sort of there to, like, leech off of the MGs and stuff like that. Like, you know, they don't really care about playing KVKs. For whatever reason, the only enjoyment they have is, okay, I'm going to get first place in every MG that exists. I mean, okay, congrats, bro. You're going to max every commander in the game. But, like, what's the point? Like, why do you need to max every commander in the game? You know, if you're not even playing the game, like, the way it's intended. I don't really get that. But apparently some people enjoy that side of the game. Good for them. But, yeah, so apparently that's going to be something that they're going to try to combat as well. Those kind of leeches for MG, like, in those Dead Kingdoms. it won't change those truly dead kingdoms with just farmers. It will affect C and D seed kingdoms the most. I think it will probably also affect, like, even, okay, those, like, actual dead kingdoms, like the real dead kingdoms we're talking about. There's usually still, like, maybe 1 or 2 of those players that we're talking about. Like, those sort of MG leeches, right? There's usually, like, 1 or 2 of those people in, like, every dead kingdom. And honestly, I don't really have a lot of respect for those players. Like, I'm sorry, I don't really have a lot of respect for those type of players. But, like, why do they deserve to, like, get those MGE, those first place MGE, when they don't really even play or contribute anything to the game? Anyway, I'm just complaining a little bit, but that's my take on the Dead Kingdom situation. Guys, I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back in, like, 2 minutes. Alright guys, I am back. I don't know what happened. Did their rally die already, or? Excuse me. Or are they still waiting on their rally? Maybe they haven't launched it yet. I didn't see what happened there. But yeah, going back to that previous conversation, you know, about the Dead Kingdoms and stuff. I think, like, maybe one other way that they could combat it, like, obviously the game is trying to make these changes, which I think is good, you know. It's good that they're trying to combat these issues. But, like, another thing that they could potentially do, and, like, whether or not, you know, players agree with this statement. Like, for example, let's say you're in a Dead Kingdom. Okay, what they could do... Alright, here comes the rally, by the way. They're sending that Chapeau rally. This is going to destroy this flag, I think. So anyway, back to the Dead Kingdom situation. What they could do, right, to combat, like, those MG kind of leeches and stuff. Here's an idea. Reduce the amount of gold heads that MG gives to those kingdoms. So instead of having, you know, 180 gold heads for rank 1, Make it like you only get 10 gold heads. You know? Maybe you guys will disagree with me. I don't know. Maybe you guys will think that's a bad idea. But I really feel like if you did that, if you made like, let's say you're in a completely dead kingdom, like you're literally just leeching the MGs and stuff. If you get rank 1, it only gives you 10 gold heads. That's it. Like straight away, all of those leeches don't really have a reason to be there anymore. You know, that is gonna deal with the situation head on. With those dead kingdoms, like with the leeches and stuff that we're talking about. And like this problem is only getting worse. Like think about all the new kingdoms that are being released, you know, all the time. Like I'm just saying that the total number of kingdoms is like always sort of going up. It's not really going down. Maybe it is going to go down soon. Like with this update, it's going to go down a little bit. But I'm just saying, like, that issue has been progressively getting worse. So make it more annoying for those players to actually stay there. Like, don't give them a reason to stay in the dead kingdom, you know? Reduce the rewards that those leeches are getting right now. You guys think it's a decent idea? Decent idea, but Lilith would never do that? I mean, I don't know why. Like, what? Like, think about it from the Lilith perspective. What are they really gaining by giving these dead kingdom players, you know, high-end rewards? What are they gaining about that? They're definitely not getting money, that's for sure. And we all know Lilith loves money. we all know they love money, right? So, like, honestly, I wouldn't say that they would never... I wouldn't say never, like, to Lilith doing that change. Okay, like, maybe if they were earning money, right? Then we can say, nah, they're not gonna do it. But think about it. They're not getting money from leeches, bro. Leeches are not really providing money to Lilith. So, like, I would say Lilith would... Maybe they will do that change, bro. Maybe they will do that change. I mean, Lilith are renowned for protecting whales. And they're renowned for protecting people who spend a lot of money. But for leeches in the game, I'm not so sure that they will protect those players. Honestly, I'm not so sure they would. But that's a good idea. The amount of MG heads you get depends on the amount of active accounts in your kingdom. And like even another way, you know, that they could do it, like just going further on that comment there, like you could even increase the amount of gold heads that you get, right, in Imperium Kingdoms. You could literally make it, or maybe not Imperium Kingdoms, but like highly competitive kingdoms. Imagine you actually increase the rewards there. They've already increased rewards during KVK. Like they've released that new S and S plus status. If you guys saw that, right? Like they want you to get more kills and they want you to get more deads. And then those players in those KVKs, in those big KVKs, are getting more rewards. I mean, we just did it now in my KVK. We reached that S plus status. And like, it was a nice bonus, you know? Every single player there who got a minimum of 40 million kills, which is, you know, in a big KVK is not that hard to do. Like most players are going to get 40 million kills, like in a big KVK. Right? They're going to get 60,000 gems. That is a nice reward. Like, you feel appreciated, bro. When you get 60,000 gems just given to you, you feel appreciated. So I'm just saying, like, why can't they kind of make it similar for other events in the game? They're already pushing competitive KVKs. They're already doing that with that event that we just said, like with giving us the 60k gems, which is a great reward. Why not push it further? Like make the MG rewards better for those big kingdoms, you know? Like why should that be an even amount of MG heads in, like, let's use like one of the biggest kingdoms as an example. We don't even need to say 2359. Let's use 1093 as an example. All right. I mean, we just spoke about earlier about how many players that they have. They have 2 alliances full of some absolute monster accounts in the game. Okay? Imagine you have 300 players. That's probably... I don't know exactly how many players they have, but they probably have roughly around 300 players in 1093. Can you just think for 1 second how much of a headache MG would be for 1093 players? Like, that is just an absolute nightmare. That is an absolute nightmare. 300 players in one kingdom, all playing extremely competitive KVKs, and they still have the same MG rewards as every other kingdom. Bro, that sounds so unfair, honestly. Think about that. That sounds extremely unfair if you think about that. The only thing Lilith will do for free-to-play is throw them a bone so they can be fodder for whales and trackers. Maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know. But then again, like, okay, if they want free-to-play to be fodder, like you say, for the whales and trackers, then they should be encouraging those free-to-play players to go to the big kingdoms, right? So that they can essentially be like the fodder, like you're saying. If they're in a dead kingdom, they're not going to be fodder for anyone. They're just essentially a leech, and that's about it. Anyway, these are just some of the ideas that I'm just like blurting out right now. But yeah, here comes the next push from Fire Camp. I think this is going to be the second last burn on this flag here. Kingdom merge is a way to combat piloting, honestly. How is that the case, bro? I don't understand how that's gonna combat piloting. You got to explain that to me further. I'm not sure I really understand that. Yeah, I'm not really sure I understand the piloting, how that's gonna combat piloting. I mean, I'm not saying that like piloting shouldn't be addressed. Like, you know, there has been discussion in the community about how piloting has been an issue and stuff. Like, I'm not saying it shouldn't be addressed, but I'm not sure how that would actually address that issue, like, head on. I don't know. Unless I'm missing something. I might be missing something. Explain it to me. If you got another perspective on that, let us know, bro. But also, you need to be fair, because normal kingdom often need to face Imperium kingdoms. So they would even be more behind. Well, look, okay, Dutone, I'm not talking about, like, making the rewards bad, you know, for actual fighting kingdoms. We're not talking about that. We're just saying for dead kingdoms, you know, actual dead kingdoms, take away the rewards. Don't give them a reason to stay there. But then for the kingdoms that maybe, like, when they actually reach a certain amount of kills, for example, their off-season rewards are increased. I don't know. It's just an idea. Increase the rewards for high-performing kingdoms. Like, you know, the more dead your kingdom gets, for example. Like, let's say there's like a threshold, right? Your kingdom gets 500 million dead. This is just a random example. Your kingdom gets 500 million dead in a KVK. You just unlock the next tier of MG rewards, as an example. Now, instead of like the top 15 getting an unlock, maybe the top 30 get an unlock. You know, the top 30 places actually get 10 gold heads or something like that. There's a lot of ways that they could do that. Going back to the RSC comment, so because Imperium / high A seeds have tons of pilots planning their mains, meaning more activity, combining 6 kingdoms with 10 active mains means more active players per kingdom. More active players per kingdom. Well, that would also, yeah, that I guess in theory that would be good, right? More active players per kingdom. So high imp and ACs have tons of pilots playing their mains. Okay, I think I get what you're saying. So basically you're saying like the more pilots in those big KVKs, it's boosting the activity for those kingdoms. That's what you're basically saying, which is a fair statement. But for that, Lilith needs first to fix the matchmaking issue. Yeah, I mean the matchmaking issue is definitely, you know, it has been a problem for us. Like I guess there's still other KVKs that are going to struggle with their matchmaking for sure. But like one thing I will say, which I think is cool, is pretty much like the new matchmaking update that they've made to the game. You know, like they literally have a team up phase now. Like we 2359, I think we were the first kingdom to actually experience that team up phase. And you know, our kingdom actually paired with 1892. Like that was a choice. That wasn't a random decision that was just thrown at us like through matchmaking. We chose that campmate before KVK even started. So, I mean, look, I understand what you're saying. You know, matchmaking is still an issue. Choosing your campmate is one thing, but you still have to actually think about the overall matchmaking. I get that part, but at least like I think it's a start. Like the team up phase is like a good start to dealing with some of the matchmaking issues. We had the team up phase 2 and KL was over in 8 hours. Even on paper, the matchmaking was perfect. Oh wow, really, bro? That's interesting. I mean, that's a shame. Like 8-hour Kingsland is, you know, it's not a long time, I guess. That sounds like a fairly short Kingsland. I guess if you guys had like a even matchmaking on paper, you would think that it would last longer than 8 hours, but I don't really know the backstory of your like KVK or anything, but yeah, that kind of sucks, man. KL probably over in 8 hours because downtime hits at the wrong time for your KVK. I mean, that's also another thing as well. Like you said, bro. If you're playing like a slightly less competitive kingdom, and there isn't like, obviously we're talking about the piloting issues and stuff. Like, dude, it's just obvious the big kingdoms are all gonna have pilots, right? They're all gonna have pilots, so there isn't really a downtime, and the KVK just goes on and on and on. But yeah, if you're not in like those really big kingdoms with all the pilots, like keeping the activity just non-stop, then I can kind of understand why a Kingsland would end in 8 hours. Like, I guess that's more of a natural time frame if you're playing in that slightly lower end, like kind of a KVK. Fire Camp was really bad. Even they made as much KP as us with new tech, making defending easier. What I like. That's also a good point, Dutone. I think, like I said it before as well, with that crystal, the new crystal technology that basically like reduces the amount of damage that the enemy is in it allowed to like inflict. It makes garrisons and defending a lot more easier, for sure. Like imagine being a garrison and you're getting like, you know, a swarm. You're getting a swarm by like 10 players or whatever on a flag, and all of a sudden you have a 10% damage reduction. That garrison just got a big boost. like a massive boost. And that's basically what we've seen in this latest like crystal technology change. And that is also being implemented, by the way, into more KVKs. Like, not only is it going to be in Heroic Anthem, it's also being implemented in new KVK formats now. So I guess this crystal technology is likely to be the new crystal technology. Like, overall, I mean, it's likely to completely replace the old system. Ours went so long, so we hit it easy, but won't be that easy every time. Ah, okay. So yeah, if you have a long KVK, yeah, it's easier to hit that S+ status, bro. For sure. You're in a B seed and you guys hit S+. You had 5 kingdoms per camp though, so 20 kingdoms of A to B seeds will usually hit S+ with fighting at every phase. Zone 5, also Zone 7, Kiesler, yeah. I guess that does make it easier, like if you have 5 kingdoms per camp, like that would definitely make it a bit easier. But I mean, it goes to show, like having those extra kingdoms in those camps, it can make a big difference. Like obviously right now we're looking at some A seed action, and there's obviously only 2 kingdoms per camp. So it's a little bit different. And, you know, maybe if you have like five B seed kingdoms in a camp, I mean, there's a possibility that would be a more intense KVK than what we're watching right now. You know, when you have five kingdoms that are like sort of B seed level, it might actually be more intense than what we're looking at right now. I'm not like, maybe. I'm not 100% about that. I'm just, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. You only have 2 kingdoms there. Didn't even have 600 active accounts. Oh my god. With only 2 kingdoms per camp, I can see it never hitting S. Unless those kingdoms are crazy, bro. Like unless you have like a super long Kingsland. I mean, bro, like we had 2 kingdoms per camp in our KVK in 2359, and we did manage to hit S+. But like that was a 4-day Kingsland. That was literally a 4-day Kingsland. So I don't think we hit S+ until the 2nd day of Kingsland. I think it was the 2nd day of Kingsland. I'm pretty sure. Lilith basically wants the game to be that 5 kingdoms per camp every KVK with the merges. I mean, like we said, bro, they make exciting KVKs, don't they? Isn't 1903 Silver Imp or not anymore? Nah, they're not Silver Imp right now. They're not Silver Imp right now. I don't know how. They might be like kind of close to Silver Imp, but they're like right now when I checked earlier, they're not on the Silver Imp status. I mean, let's take a real quick look at their power, like back to this screen just for a second. So they were at 13.4 billion power, and they were a 1.2 trillion KP alliance. That's 1903. So, you know, they're up there. They're up there, bro. They're a solid, really solid kingdom, but they're not at that Imperium level right now. But your ACs were all high ACs with more players. That is true, bro. But also, Dutone, we didn't hit S+, like I said, until Kingsland had already been going on for some time, you know? Like, we didn't hit S+ in Zone 5 or anything like that. We actually had... we had a really boring Zone 5, bro. Like, it was kind of boring. Like, the majority of the fighting in our KVK happened in Kingsland, you know? Which is kind of funny because, like, looking back at another KVK, like looking back to, you know, the 2489 KVK that we just saw, like that happened right before the 2359 KVK. They also reached S plus, right? Like, which, I mean, yeah, you'd expect them to reach S plus, having all those big Imperium Kingdoms in that KVK. You'd expect it. You'd really expect them to hit S plus. But it was kind of funny because they hit S plus literally in Zone 5. Like, in Zone 5, they hit S plus. And the funny thing is, like, okay, that KVK, I'm pretty sure if 1875 and 1365 hadn't have had that literally week-long Zone 5 fighting, that's how long they were fighting in Zone 5. Like, a whole week. 1365 and 1875. You know, that is actually what boosted them to S plus. They got to S plus status because of that week-long Zone 5 fighting between 1365 and 1875. I'm telling you guys, if they hadn't have had that week-long Zone 5 fight, they might not have even reached S plus. They literally might not have even got to S plus. Because, like, you guys saw, like, I'm sure you saw the Kingsland battle with 2489 and 1875 and all that. Like, that was a really bad Kingsland. That was a terrible Kingsland battle. There is no way they would have reached S plus just from Kingsland fighting. There is no way they would have reached S plus. The only reason they got S plus is because of that Zone 5 fight with 1365 and 1875. That's the only reason, guys. It's kind of crazy to think about. You saw on Facebook that 960 is silver imp right now? Wild times that we live in? Oh man, bro. That is kind of crazy, yeah, but they're still Imperium. They're still technically Imperium. And I guess for a one Alliance Kingdom, it's not unheard of. Like, you're still gonna have some top end kingdoms potentially being in that silver imp status. Because you gotta remember, like, Imperium status isn't really based off of skill or, like, necessarily how good they are. At the end of the day, it's just power. But definitely it is still crazy that, like, to think that they're not at that level anymore. I completely agree with you, bro. What's happening, Tesh? Tesh, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for popping in. Good to see you, dude. We're just watching some of the 1903 KVK opening here. This is the past 7 opening. We've been streaming here for about an hour and 50 minutes. So yeah, dude, I'll just explain, like, one more time, guys. This is my first time, like, streaming as an observer, right? Like, usually you guys see me streaming as an actual player. Today we're just observing this KVK. So we're trying something new. I hope you guys, like, enjoy this type of content. Like, it's more chill. I can kind of engage with you guys a little bit more in the chat as well, because I'm not so focused on field fighting. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, this kind of stream. If you guys do enjoy it, let me know. Maybe we'll try to make it more often. We can try to stream more regularly if you guys enjoy this type of content. But yeah, basically, dude, I just wanted to kind of stream more often, like, instead of waiting 2 or 3 months in between my KVKs. So that was kind of the idea for today, and I wanted to introduce this KVK to everyone. So we'll show the stats one more time. This is the stats, or the matchmaking, I should say, for this KVK. And we're gonna be streaming Kingsland opening. I think Kingsland opening is coming up on Saturday as well. But I wanted to kind of introduce the KVK today, which is obviously the past 7. And then we're going to be having Kingsland opening on Saturday as well. It's just 2489, 1093, 1606, 1365 new emperors. And 1960 have been knocked down from that top level status. That is absolutely insane. It's just impressive, the power loss. It's quite hard to drop imp for these. 1093 and 1606 benefited the most from the 1960 leaders stepping away. I think you're right. I think you're right. I don't know. I haven't like heard exactly who's coming to 2359. I think maybe there might be a couple of GT players. I'm not 100% sure about that though. Like I could be wrong, but I think we're getting a couple, like maybe 2 or 3. So, you know, there is a possibility that like some of those GT players that are still there in the alliance, they are yet to leave, you know, like maybe they're still planning their migration. We'll have to see how many of them are actually going to leave. Is your off-season kind of bored just hitting barbs and sending gatherers out? Dude, off-season grind is always like that, man. It's always like that, bro. I gotta go do that later as well. I gotta remember to use like my AP and stuff. Tesh, 12-hour long stream. I don't think we're gonna do a 12-hour stream today, bro. I mean, bro, like this is just this is just the past 7 openings, so you know, I wanted to kind of introduce the KVK to you guys and just talk about it a little bit. But we're gonna have Kingsland on Saturday. Maybe we can pull off a 12-hour stream on Saturday, depending on how intense Kingsland is gonna be looking like. You want to see what 93 does next? I hope they do some wild KVK against a couple of top tier kingdoms. I guess it's all going to come down to when they register, right? It's all going to come down to when they decide to register. But yeah, like you said, man, there's a few of those kingdoms becoming the top dogs now. Hopefully we'll see, you know, those kingdoms will register together at some point. I don't know if they're going to do it next time or this time coming up, but it would be good to see. I'm not sure when the next mega KVK is going to be though. Like we've had a few mega KVKs recently, guys. There have been a few mega KVKs, so I don't know when the next mega or the true next mega KVK is actually going to be. We might be waiting a while. After a big KVK off season, it's kind of relaxing after these long fights. That is true, bro. Like, especially when you have like a 4-day Kingsland. I mean, it's pretty tiring, right? And of course, you guys like who are subscribed to the channel, like you guys would have seen how much streaming we were doing. Like, bro, we literally did like 3 12-hour streams in a row. That was super intense. But it was great, like great fun, you know. But dude, I was so tired after that week, you know. I was so tired. So of course it is always nice. It's always like you definitely appreciate having a bit of a break after like such an intense KVK like that. You do appreciate having a bit of a break. I mean, we can complain about off season all we want, but there's something about like playing an intense KVK and then you kind of appreciate that off season a little bit more than like maybe you normally would. When 960 and 2489 was in the same camp versus 93 was nonsense, but they could fight something similar now, I think. I remember that KVK. That was kind of insane, wasn't it? That was really insane. Like, imagine that, bro. 960 and 2049 in the same camp. Oh, dude. But like, okay, I'm not super familiar with that KVK, or I don't remember it that well, I should say, because it's been a while. But like, one thing I do remember, I'm pretty sure, even though I know they won the KVK, like I understand that they won in the end, but I'm pretty sure 1093 actually did decently, right? Like, even against 2049 and 960 in the one camp, I think 1093 actually did okay. Like, they, considering the circumstances, they put up a pretty good fight, by memory. 489 and 960 in one camp is insane no matter what. Yeah. But like you said, bro, I mean, maybe nowadays, like with 960 downsizing and 2049 not being, you know, as big as they used to be, even though they are kind of growing in size now anyway. But I mean, who knows? Possibly, if 960 continue to downsize a little bit, I mean, I really doubt that you'd ever see them both in the same camp again. But like, I'm just saying, in theory, if you did see them in the same camp, taking on 1093, maybe it would be more even. Like you said, maybe 1093 would be in a better position to deal with that now. I mean, if you think about it, they'd be in a better position now than they ever were before. So, but I mean, I doubt we'd ever see that like actually happen again. Like, it's a very unusual kind of thing to see those two like Imperium kingdoms in the same camp. It's very unusual to see that. So, I doubt we'd ever see that happen again. It was such a weird matchmaking that Lilith decided. I mean, who knows what they were thinking when they did that, honestly. It was such a crazy, like, matchup. 93 couldn't do much in KL, but they didn't lose circles or zone 5, I believe. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, they actually did pretty good, considering the circumstances. They lost KL only. It's like you're fighting Superman and Thor shows up to gang up on you. That's honestly a good metaphor, bro. Whoops. But kind of accurate. There is a truth to that, man. There is a truth to that, for sure. Mom and M, you're heading off? Alright, Mom and M. Thanks for dropping into the stream, as always. Appreciate you, Mom and M. Have a good day over there. $10.93 did great in that KVK. Lilith needed to nerf the Alliance outpost, because 1689 could not burn it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for the reminder, Mom and M. Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, guys, hit the subscribe button if you appreciate the content. Okay, they're balling up again. I think this is going to be the last burn on these flags here. I don't know if they're going to be able to repair that again. I didn't even really pay attention to when they burn it, to be honest. But this is the next one. It's a streamline of burning flags right now, guys. You heard 3379's king is leaving and quitting. I also heard something similar. I don't know how accurate that is, but I did hear something similar as well. I mean, it could just be like rumors. We don't know for sure, like if it's actually how accurate that information is. But I did see something like that as well. So it could be true. 3379. I mean, I wonder if he does leave, if the king leaves, I wonder what would happen to 3379 next. They lost 3 KVKs in a row. Wouldn't be shocking. I think he's migrating. Did see his message. Yeah, see, I also saw that message as well, but I mean, I guess it's real. I guess it would be accurate, right? It's probably legit. Yeah. But yeah, it's always like kind of strange to see leadership step down like that. Especially if he's kind of like the prominent person like leading that kingdom. Losing KVKs will wear on you. Well, that is true, but like it's not like 3379 haven't had success elsewhere. Like they did exceptionally well in the Cyrus League. But I guess like even doing super well in a Cyrus League obviously isn't enough to keep a kingdom together. But I mean, I'm just saying, like they obviously all got their Zenith, no, not Zenith, their Osiris League city skin. They all got their Osiris League city skin, which is pretty cool. Like actually getting that in 3379, but obviously that's not enough to keep a kingdom together, and you still have to have some success in KVK. Like I'm not gonna lie though, guys. I mean, 3379 did pretty good in KVK. Like, sure, they didn't win KVK, but I'm not gonna say like they didn't put in a good effort. Like, bro, they did pretty well. They did pretty well. 3379, you guys saw the KVK. They fought like hell. They were, like, no offense to our allies, you know, going back to our KVK that we just played. 3379 was smashing, bro. That was smashing Earth Camp. You guys saw? We had a 4-day King Zone. We didn't even really know how it was going to go for the first couple of days. 3379 was smashing Earth Camp. They're a good kingdom, man. Like, sure, they lost KVK, but they fought like hell. They fought very hard. 1903 isn't letting their players waste speed ups. They just push and then get the burn and chill behind the pass. I guess it's a good strategy, right? Like, they're just purely playing objective. They're purely doing objective gameplay right now, bro. They're getting the burns. Then they reball. I guess that's what they want to do. This is all part of their game plan. They want to save those speed ups so they can face up against 27-28 in Kingsland. That's gonna be the true battle ahead when Kingsland opens up. When we see 27-28 taking on 1903. He's a big player. Get him to come to 2359. Man. I don't know. I don't know if I would have that much sway, bro. I don't know if I would have that much sway. I mean, who knows? Dude, if he's watching the video, bro, if you're watching the stream, King of 3379, there you go, bro. Apply for 2359. There you go. You have my blessing. Apply for 2359. But yeah, I don't know how much sway I actually have. Probably not that much. Man, they are really pushing the field back here, though. They're going to get an easy... I think they're going to get a very easy burn on this flag. Now that Earth Camp Murderable kind of diminished on the field. They're kind of all back behind their cities right now. You going to bed, bro? No worries, man. Dude, thank you as always for joining the stream. Hope you have a great night, man. Don't forget, guys, we're going to be streaming as well on Saturday. This is when the Kingsland for these guys are going to open up on Saturday, so we're going to be streaming that too. So make sure you come and check that out. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for that upcoming Kingsland stream this Saturday. 1903 is well run. They know how to fight. Absolutely, bro. Like, I think any kingdom that's at 1.2 trillion KP, you know, is a solid team. Solid team for sure. You're not going to get to that point unless they have good leadership and good players, which obviously they do. 3379 was taking horrible trades against 59 and still kept coming. Like, dude, obviously, okay, I'm not saying that 3379 can compare to 2359. That was like a whole nother ball game. I'm just saying, well, I'm complimenting them actually on their kind of ability to take on Earth Camp like they did. Like, they did a really good job against Earth Camp. Let's be honest. They nearly pushed out Earth Camp. Like, Earth Camp were nearly pushed out of Kingsland, bro, in our KVK. And that was all because of 3379. Like, you got to give them that, right? You got to compliment them on that. They actually did really well. So here comes the retreat again. This is what Krieg was saying earlier in the chat. So I guess they're doing really objective gameplay right now. They're just synchronizing these burns. So you can see they already burnt that flag, then they retreated. Got the next rally set up. They all came out. Now they're retreating again. And there's one more burn that they need to do up here. So this is like kind of becoming routine now for 1903. We're seeing these burns. And then the retreat is happening almost immediately after. So very objective gameplay happening here. Over on the 1903 side. Good Kingdom, and respectfully, we didn't have any toxic chat. That's also, like, really important, honestly, bro. Not having the toxic chat. I think that's also, like, thanks to the leadership from both sides, maybe, like, trying to prevent any toxic chat that might be, like, brewing up. I mean, I know, like, on our side, like, we were definitely told, guys, any kind of toxic behavior will not be tolerated. Which I obviously appreciate that, you know? Like, I don't want to be in a kingdom that is known for toxic behavior. Like, I don't want to be in that kind of a kingdom, you know? And I'm glad that 2359 is not known for that. Like, sure, you might have a couple of players playing up here and there. Maybe. I don't really know for sure, but it's not known for, like, a toxic kind of environment. Like, you have some mature players that all enjoy the game, but no one is really, like, actually trying to start drama or be toxic about any of the situations in KVK. Because I've definitely been in other KVKs, like, where there is, you know, a lot of toxic behavior going on, and I know some people might enjoy it. Some people say it's fun or whatever. It's all fun and games, but it definitely changes, like, the kind of vibe of, like, the situation when you have those toxic KVKs. It's not something that I personally, like, enjoyed or ever liked being in those kind of KVKs. So it's honestly, it's a nice change. Like, even being in this KVK that we just played, it's a nice change. You know, obviously we're playing at a very competitive level. in 2359. And everyone just wants to do their best. Everyone's playing at their best level that they can play at. And really, that's what's important. Like, no one really cares about toxic behavior and trolling and stuff like that. It's just like, all right, we're going to do our best and we're going to respect our opponents. So I think that's a nice, like, positive thing about these type of KVKs, like the highly competitive KVKs that still have a lot of respect for each other. You like it? No stat padding for the KP golems. You want to fight pull all-nighters in KO? For sure. And like I said, dude, earlier, bro, like 1903, they know. I'm sure they're very aware that their Kingsland is going to be super intense. You know, every time we look down on the other side of the map at 27-28, they literally already have a flag, guys. Look at this. They already have it there. They already have a flag here. Bro, they are smashing it right now. 27-28 are absolutely smashing it. So I think it's going to be a very tough Kingsland fight for 1903. Having to deal with these guys on the bottom. Wendy's just doing whatever they want down there. Well, I guess they're kind of aggressively trying to burn through the territory, aren't they? Like, they have this flag they've already built. Maybe they're trying to... Yeah, they are pushing pretty deep, honestly. Like, that's a good point. They are pushing pretty deep. That is definitely not objective gameplay that we're seeing right there, bro. Maybe they're also frustrated with getting kills, like, because, no offense, but the water camp murder ball is kind of non-existent. You know, I don't mean to be rude, but it's a little bit non-existent. The water camp murder ball, bro. I don't even know where they are. Honestly, I don't really know where water camp is. They're just like, bro, we're gonna go hide in our cities. Sorry, I don't mean to sound rude. Oh, you're watching us? We just hungry, bro? Zone 5 was like 1 hour? Ah, you're from WinCamp. You're from WinCamp. Alright, bro. You guys are cooking down there, man. You guys are smashing it, bro. This is going to be an interesting Kingsland coming up. You guys are absolutely smashing it, honestly. So it looks like Firecamp are going to try to get this final burn on this flag. They're moving all their murder ball up. Earthcamp are kind of... Looks like they're starting to readjust now. They're going to try to cut off that reinforcements. I don't know why they're splitting up into these two sides. Like, they're going from either side of the mountain here. See, everyone loves Skizzy, bro. You guys got to help me spread the word. We're trying to grow the channel here, guys. Trying to grow the channel to 1K subs. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1K subs, guys. What are we at right now? Let's go see how many subscribers we're at. We're at 889 subs, so we're 11 subs away from 900. We're almost at 900 subs. There's so many flags that Earthcamp have dropped down here. And it looks like WinCamp is going to be done with this fort really soon. So we might be seeing some WinCamp guys start teleporting up here as well. We might be seeing that in the next little while. So that could also potentially change the situation up here on this side of the map, depending on how many WinCamp players decide to come up. I'd imagine WinCamp would have a lot of freedom to do that, though. Like, I mean, every time we've seen that WinCamp side on the bottom side of the map, it looks very uncontested. Like, they just have so much presence on the field down there, WinCamp. Like, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of players very eager to teleport up here and start helping out their allies, EarthCamp. Like, I'm sure, dude, they could probably quite comfortably send up a good like percentage of their troops up to this side of the map, like to face fire camp, and they could probably still hold water camp. Like, they're doing a really good job against water camp right now. I mean, they have way too many players win camp. So that was the last burn, I think, for this flag. There's still going to be a lot of touching flags, though. There's so many flags that they've placed up here, EarthCamp. I guess they're trying to just delay as much time as they can. But that was the last flag there, and now we're going back to that routine gameplay that we're seeing here with Firecamp retreating right after they've burnt the objective. So we're seeing the same kind of play that they've done earlier with the other flags too. They just wait for the burn, and now they're going to retreat behind the pass, patiently waiting for the next rally. You think in this KVK, Fire or Wind needs to switch KL pass with their allies? Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look at the map. I mean, not all the forts are not showing because apparently it only likes showing one half of the map. But yeah, I mean, we might see some kind of a switch. That is a possibility. We might see some kind of a switch. Obviously, 1903 had their own fort here as well, but it's, I mean, who knows if they're actually going to build up to Kingsland with this fort. I don't know if I don't really know what their plan is, like, with this fort exactly, but we might see a similar situation like we saw in the 2359 KVK. Because obviously we saw 3379 and 1846. Like, they did the full switch so that 1846 could face us in Kingsland. Now, obviously, we still won. We still won the KVK, but that was like their best chance of winning. So maybe these guys are going to try and do the same thing. 27-28. They could end up doing a full switch with EarthCamp. And you might have the 27-28 up here. I mean, it's just a possibility. I'm not saying I know what's happening. It's a possibility. You might see them taking on Firecamp in the upper side of the map while EarthCamp switch with WaterCamp. That would definitely be a more even playing field if they do end up doing something like that. Oh, there is a fort there. It wasn't showing earlier. Okay, there is a fort, in fact. We missed that fort earlier. So, there you go. So, it looks like that is actually happening as we speak. Is this another WinCamp fort? Yeah, it is. I didn't even see these forts earlier. So, there you go. They are switching by the looks of it. So, WinCamp looks like they are preparing. Not only did they drop the fort up there, like, not only did they drop the fort up here near the level 7 pass, but they've also got those building forts right on the Kingsland side too. So there you go, guys. It's already happening as we speak. Very interesting. I guess Earth Camp are probably going to drop down here somewhere. Like, they're probably not in any rush to do it. But you might see Earth Camp start dropping soon as well. So yeah, good call about that, Dutone. Mentioning that they're going to do that switch, and there you go. They're literally in the process of doing that switch as we speak. Wind Camp, they're already preparing to have those forts so that they can face with Fire Camp in Kingsland in this upper side of the map. It looks like this next flag is probably going to be the next objective. Or maybe this one as well. I mean, there's a lot of touch points. How many touch points is that? This is going to be a touch point in a minute. They're balling up here. I'm not sure which flag they're going to go to next. Let's see when they're going to push. I'm sure they have rallies set right now. And I'm not sure, maybe they're going to delete some of these flags too. Once the Wind Camp fort is done, they might start deleting some of these flags. I guess they're going to have to TP the cities out as well. There's the ANG guy. Looks like he's got some kind of a rally set anyway. What's happening, Mark? Welcome to the stream, bro. We're just observing the 1903 KVK today, man. Opening night of the 1903 past 7. So we've been streaming for the past couple of hours here. And yeah, 1903, they've already burnt through the first kind of layer of flags that they had. You can't see them anymore, but they did have another layer of flags at the front there. They already managed to burn them. And now they're getting to the next layer of flags here. They're starting to push. I think they might have a rally set. We were just saying earlier, Mark, like 1903 are playing very objectively right now. They're really only coming out to fight when they're pushing objectives, when they're coming to burn these flags, and then they're just hard retreating. So, and you can see how quickly they're clearing the field too. Like they just come out, they come straight out to kind of surround this flag here, surround the enemy flag, and it's already like uncontested basically. I mean, look at the field presence from 1903 from Fire Camp. And Earth Camp are still doing their best to contest the situation. I'm not sure when the rally is going to be coming, guys. They might have a rally on this flag, actually. It looks like maybe they might have a rally on this flag. Otherwise they would have stayed up there. Okay, here comes the rally. So it looks like it is heading towards this flag. We got the Chapeur rally again. Maybe this is one of their artillery leads, the Misery player. There you go, the Chapeur. The Chapeur rally is hitting that Gorgo garrison. The Chapeur rally, like we said, it's very susceptible to being swarmed down. And when it is swarmed down, like it dies pretty fast. But when you have this open field presence like this right now, and that enables like a safe kind of rally to hit like right now as we're seeing, this is absolutely ideal because the Chapeur rally is so powerful. As long as you can kind of prevent it from being swarmed down, you're going to take some amazing trades. I mean, you can even see what is happening right there. I'm sure they are hard filling the flag as well. So maybe it's going to be a little bit harder to take down. You feel like 1903 has a similar situation to RKVK? I think they do as well, Mark. Like, we just saw WinCamp actually dropping their forts as well. They just dropped some forts on the Kingsland side, so they're going to be switching up with their allies with EarthCamp, by the looks of it, so that they can face, so that 2728 can face 1903 head on in Kingsland. So yeah, definitely is a similar situation. It looks like a little bit of a repeat from the KVK that we just played in 2359. It's going to be a really fun KVK to watch, guys. Like, I'm excited to see the Kingsland battle play out on Saturday. I think it's going to be a really fun KVK to watch. What I say, 1903 did pick the weakest camp as ally on the map. They do have, it does seem like they do have the weakest camp, bro. I will agree with that. I will agree with that. But, you know, Dude Tone, like, with that in mind, bro, like, we can't really say that they're going to lose KVK because, I mean, technically, going back to our KVK, like, I'm sorry I keep comparing to our KVK. It's just, it's fresh in my mind, right? We just played last week, so it's still fresh in my mind. But, you know, we had the weakest ally as well in our KVK, like EarthCamp. No offense to EarthCamp. Like, it's just the reality. You know, they were the weakest camp in the map, EarthCamp. And although we had the weakest camp, bro, as our ally, we still won KVK, right? We still won. It looks like they're going to get the burn very shortly here. Yep, there you go. They got the burn. They got the burn. That was a decent rally. It went on for a while. I really wish I could get my hands on some of these reports, but, you know, I guess that's not really a possibility right now, but yeah, it's gonna be very very interesting to see how Kingsland plays out here. I think it's gonna be a super tough KVK for 1903, but I'm sure they're gonna enjoy the challenge as well. What I wanted to say is 1846 as Fire Camp did not pick the weakest camp. Well, they did. No, they didn't. Like, so, because I said this as well, Dutone, like, I'm pretty sure, you know, no offense to 1846. Like, this is just my assessment of kind of what happened or what played out. You know, I'm pretty sure 1846, I'm pretty sure they wanted to kind of, almost try to guarantee their win or guarantee their KVK win by allying with 3379 instead of EarthCamp in our KVK, right? I'm pretty sure they wanted to kind of guarantee their win. And it's kind of funny that, like, even though they did that, even though they actually had like the stronger camp, we still won, bro. We still won. That's what makes it even more funny. We still won. So anyway, I guess the point is, at the end of the day, like, no matter what the matchmaking is or what the ally situation looks like, you never really know what's going to happen. You never really know who's going to win. Anything can happen, bro. Anything can happen. You just never know. Mail? What's in my mail? I don't have any mail, bro. Where's the chat? What chat? It's all about showing up even if odds are against you. For sure, bro. For sure. You sent me a report? Oh, you know what? I think I don't get your reports. I think you have to add me as a friend. I think you have to add me as a friend, bro. Because I don't see your message unless you add me as a friend. Yeah. Yeah, man. Because I put this setting on on my chat. So I don't get random messages off people unless they're on my friends list. But you can send me a friend request if you want, man. What's happening? What's happening, dude? Welcome to the stream. We got a guy from 3478 here. Three, 4, 7, 8. Where? 3, 4, 7, 8. Now you guys aren't in this KVK. I thought maybe you were in this KVK for a second. You guys are not in this KVK. There's a few kingdoms from the 3,000 plus. It's interesting though that Earth Camp have 2 kingdoms in Earth Camp with over 3,000 in their kingdom number. Three, 4, 7, 8 is a dead kingdom? Oh, bro. We were talking about dead kingdoms earlier, man. But nah, dude, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Yeah, we just been streaming here today. We got 1903. We're kind of watching 1903 mostly play here. I am in 2359, bro. That is my kingdom. So yeah, we just won our KVK last week ago against 1846, and yeah, now we're moving on to the next project. We're watching 1903 take on Earth Camp, and Kingsland Battle is coming up on Saturday, guys. Kingsland Battle is coming up. We're gonna see 2728 taking on 1903 this Saturday. You miss your old kingdom? What's your old kingdom, bro? Were you from 2359? Is that really your old kingdom? Damn. From 2359, that's crazy, bro. What are you doing in a dead kingdom now, man? Why are you over in a 3478? You used to be in 2359, but had to leave because I got too busy at hospital. Ah, okay, bro. I see. I mean, I hope that you're like a. Oh, here we go. We got our friend request from 3174. Let's accept this request so we can get some reports sent to us. Dude, I hope that you being busy at hospital is because you work at the hospital, not because you're dealing with some kind of illness or whatever, man. I hope that whatever's going on, your health is fine. Alright, let's see some of these reports. 3174 Garrison. Here we go. Alright, this is interesting, guys. This is interesting to see some of these reports. Dude, thank you for sending the report, by the way. Thank you so much for sending the report. So this is one of the reports that was sent to us here. This was the Shapur Ashurbanipal rally that we've been seeing. We've been seeing Misery do majority of the rallies. You're just a low spender nowadays, bro. At least you're still enjoying the game, man. That's the main thing. Yeah, thanks again for sending the report, bro. It's actually good to see that. Like, we've been watching a lot of what's happening in the KVK, but it's also good to see the report. You're okay now after you had a motor crash, bro? Oh, damn. That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that, bro, but I'm glad you're doing a bit better now. It's always, like, rough when you have a setback like that in real life, like, especially with your health. I mean, I know how rough that can be, bro. It's hard. It's hard coming back from like a setback like that. But I'm glad you're doing okay now. What's happening? Dude, welcome to the stream. Anjum. Dude, I don't know how to say your name, bro, but welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you here. Wind Fortress build, it's going to be done in like 5 minutes. 5 minutes for that Wind Fortress to be completed. Oh my god, look at 1903, bro. They're like coming around this little mountain rock thing from both sides. This is going to be a nice little sandwich situation going on here. Look at this. They're facing them head on here. And now they're going to be sandwiched Earth Camp. They're starting to run away. Are they swarming the flag? It looks like they're swarming the flag, or maybe it was an accidental hit. Nah, it was an accidental hit. There's some of the numbers there. So 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes for this Wind Camp Fortress to be done. You added me in game. All right, bro. All right, bro. Let me just accept. This is your in game. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, you got a good account, man. 19.3 billion kill points. So you used to be a big fighter back in the day. Used to be a really big fighter, bro. Well, it's good that you came back to the game anyway after your accident, man. I'm glad that you like actually decided to come back. Even if you're just playing like more chill now, like it's good that you're still playing the game, bro. Don't forget to send out your farms. You need resources. 100%, 100%, Tesh. Actually, I'm gonna have to use my AP later as well before I like go to bed. I'm gonna have to use some of my AP and then send the farms out. You need to make more farms? You know, Tesh, I actually have I think I have 8 farms. Yeah, I think I have 8 farm accounts. But yeah, I need to go crazy on the farms, bro. I need to start farming like crazy for the next KVK, especially if we have another, if we have like another super intense KVK like we did last week. We're gonna start needing to go crazy on the farms again. You have to chill out nowadays anyway, because back then rehab was irritating. Oh, dude. But nah, man, like I said, dude, as long as your health is getting better, that's the main thing, bro. That's always the priority, bro. Your health is always #1. And that's the good thing about these games. Like, you know, we can just always come and play these games when it suits us. You don't have to play in those super competitive kingdoms. Like, even though I love it myself, I love playing in these competitive kingdoms. But it's cool to just chill out too. Like, if your real life doesn't allow you to play in these type of kingdoms, of course. It's good that there's other options out there for people. And now we're seeing that same routine retreat that we've been seeing from 1903. They've just been burning every flag and then they retreat. They do a hard retreat. Tesh, how many farms do you think I should have, Tesh? If 8 isn't enough. Do you guys think 8 farms is enough? Like, seriously, bro. 8 farms actually sounds like a lot, right? Do you guys think that's enough? What do you guys think? How many farms should someone have to actually, like, have enough for a KVK? What do you guys think? It's hard to even get in the flag because of the field presence. Yeah, because they're just like overwhelming you guys on the field, and then I see why that's going to be hard. But you know, it's going to be easier for you guys once you start defending like these flags right next to your cities. It's going to be a lot easier for you guys to defend. Like, look at this flag, for example, like right here. Like, that's going to be hard for Fire Camp to take out a flag like that, just as an example. It's really just these first flags that are kind of easier to burn. 8 is a lot of farms. That's what I thought, bro. I thought 8 farms was a lot. And now Tesh is telling me I need more farms. Man, what has this game come to? It's all about farming. It's crazy, bro. I already spent so much time on my 8 farms. Like, dude, okay, maybe you guys think it's not enough. But like, dude, I at least farm on my 8 farms 3 times a day. Like, I send out the farmers at least 3 times a day. But apparently that's not enough. Just buy the resources. No one has time for 8 farms. Dude, apparently my 8 farms is still not enough. Apparently it's not enough, bro. Crazy. Dude, actually, like, honestly, if I was gonna have enough resources to sustain how much fighting I do, oh man, I need a lot more than 8 farms. I'll tell you right now. Like, guys, I literally used over 50 billion resources this KVK. Like, imagine using over 50 billion resources, bro. Good luck farming 50 billion resources in an off-season. That is a lot of resources to farm, guys. Probably not even possible with 8 farms. I doubt that is even possible. You have 5 farms, but they have to work on overdrives to get anything out of them. See, I feel you on that, Mark. I feel you on that, bro. You have pilots on the farms? Because I can use my farms as fillers? I mean, that's a nice little double purpose, bro. I know Tesh also loves using his farms as fillers. That guy is a madman. Tesh is a madman. I see that guy like TPing around with 50 farms. And he's just like garrisoning flags, bro, with 50 accounts. It's crazy. You took 18 million dead? Oh my god, that is a lot of dead, bro. Super powerful stuff, though. Like, if you actually have an active farm account and you're filling garrisons and stuff, it is super powerful. Extremely powerful stuff. To be fair, Tesh just is a farm? Oh my god, bro, shots fired. Shots fired by Josh. Josh, that is brutal, bro. That is a brutal statement by Josh over there. Oh my god, bro. Calling Tesh out like that in the chat. Calling Tesh out like that in the chat. Guys. Where's that trash? Where's that trash emoji, Josh? Where's that trash emoji, Josh? Let's go. Let's go. Where's the trash emoji, Josh? Oh my god. every Imperium Kingdom has over 1k farms in the kingdom. I guess the good ones do, don't they? Like, I think like a good example of a kingdom that uses farms really well is 1365. Like, they're really good at farm filling. Like, exceptionally good. Agent Chaos is here. Oh my god, Josh, dude, thank you for the donation, bro. Oh, you're a funny guy, Josh. He's coming to cause some drama. We're just talking earlier about how nice it is playing in these KVKs without any drama, but Josh is here to liven things up for us. Someone had to take the title from you, Tesh. Bro, maybe Tesh needs to migrate back to 1365. There you go, guys. If you didn't know, Tesh is actually from 1365. I don't know if that was his original kingdom or not, but I know Tesh used to play in 1365. So maybe that's why he has that, like, he has that game style of filling with his farms. Maybe he was taught by the best. He was taught by 1365. And that's why he's using 50 farm accounts now. 365 does have the problem of high power farms though. They have problems dropping imp because of them. I didn't know that was the case, bro. But yeah. I mean, like, I guess that would be an issue. If they got too many, like, high power farms. That would be, like, a bit of a problem. But as long as you're using the farms, right? Like, if you're actually using them effectively and contributing towards the KVK, like, that's kind of all that matters. Oh, here comes the next rally. We got that misery rally again. This is the guy that's been rallying most of the day here. With that Chapeau rally. You're top 4 for spending in 606? What the hell, Josh? That's a lot of spending, bro, got going on. Did you migrate yet, Josh? Are you like in your new kingdom yet, bro? Yo, Josh. You should send me a friend request in game, man. Send me a friend request, bro, if you can. If you can find my name. I don't think I have you in game, like, added as a friend. Oh, you're in 1029, bro. You're in 1029. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Hell yeah. You're gonna get to play with Redline, Lambo. Let's go, bro. That's sick. That'll be a bit of fun, man. Playing in 1029. Alright, we just got a friend request from Josh. Let's go. Let's see Josh. You're in 1029. Oh, nice, bro. 1029. How many migrants are you guys getting this off season? You know, I actually know a few of these players, by the way. Oh, Josh, say hi to this player for me. I played with Spot a couple of KVKs ago. She's really cool. Say hi to her for me. Same as Lelia. I think they both migrated together. They came from 2687. Yeah, that's gonna be fun, man. You get to play with Apocalypse as well. Hell yeah. Let's go, bro. This is your account right now, Josh? Wow, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 6 marches. Why aren't you running 7 marches? What happened to your 7th march? Where's your 7th march, Josh? These are your up-to-date sets? Oh, you got a 7th siege set. Oh, okay. I need to make up one of those little, one of these nice little player card things here. I like how you did this, bro. It actually looks really cool. It looks really cool, by the way. I'm thinking about making one of these myself. I'm gonna like craft a couple more things, and then I might actually make one of these things myself just to like easily show people like all the sets. But dude, really good inscriptions on the cavalry over there. That's great. Very nice, Josh. You don't have the full legendary yet for your siege? Ah, you had your mate. Your mate made it for you. That's what mates are for, bro. There you go. There you go. Come on, Tesh. Make me one of those nice little player card things. Oh, come on. Come on, Tesh. Yeah, see, Josh wants you to make me one of those player card things, bro. What do you guys think? Everyone in the chat. Should Tesh make me one of those nice little player card things? Come on, Tesh. Bro, you're the community manager, Tesh. Remember that. You're the community manager, bro. Oh my god. Actually, guys, that reminds me. I'm just posting the link for my Discord channel. So if you haven't joined the Discord channel, come and join, guys. Come and join the Discord channel. Josh, get in there, bro. Get in the Discord channel, Josh. I know you're not in the Discord channel. Get in there. Let's go. It's a new channel. A new Discord server, I mean, like it's not like, you know, super crazy active or anything, but we're growing it. So help me grow the channel, guys, or the server. Make sure you join. Dutone is already there, bro. I appreciate you for already being in the server. Thank you, guys. If you're already there, you don't have to join, but just for anyone else who's not already in the server. Dutone also agrees Tesh should make me a player card. Let's go. Let's go, bro. We should do a poll. Should Tesh make me the player card? No, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to, bro. Oh, man. I guess I have some basic Photoshop skills. I've been practicing with the thumbnails. Maybe I have some basic enough thumbnail skills I could make myself a player card at some point. Tesh is migrating in 2 weeks. Yo, Tesh, are you going to 2940, bro? You migrating to 2940? Oh, are we? Wait, I just noticed something. Is this the Wind Camp ball, guys? Oh, look, look. Guys, Wind Camp is starting to ball up now. Look at this. We have 2 murder balls now. We have Wind Camp and Earth Camp is here. Look at this. The double murder ball. There's not that many players here yet from Wind Camp, but still, they're starting to arrive. By the way, guys, look who's here. Look who's in this KVK, Josh. Look, your buddy is here, bro. Alto is here in this KVK, man. Alto is here, bro. His alt account. Yeah, man. We were checking earlier the like KP stats. I think Alto was up there. Yeah, he's number 7. Alto is number 7 right now. That's for down here in the wind camp side of the map. And then if we look up here, bro, look at ANG, like his top 3 accounts, all up there, bro. ANG is absolutely smashing it right now. Damn. Maybe we're gonna start to see Alto. Alto will start coming up on this list as well soon. Oh, here we go. We got the engagement happening now. Windcamp's still kind of lacking on that motable. They don't have that many players yet. I guess they're trying to create some more space. They're gonna try to build some more flags and TP up some additional players. But yeah, this could get interesting, guys. This could get interesting for Firecamp. Like, so far they've been able to kind of deal with Earthcamp like very easily, but depending on how many players Windcamp actually bring over here, like, this could get interesting. ANG is a crack. Yeah, maybe not the word I would exactly use, but yeah, bro. Oh, Ziki, bro. Are you watching the stream, Ziki? I know Ziki watches the stream sometimes. There you go. There's kind of 2 murdables now. Like, this is not like a half murdable, but this is definitely going to grow in size, I think, as the night progresses. Or as the day progresses. For you guys. Need to hop off and go to work. Have a nice stream. Dude, I appreciate it, Dude Tone. Thank you for hanging out in the stream, man. Have a great day at work, bro. And don't forget, we're going to stream as well on Kingsland Saturday. So stay tuned for that as well. It's gonna be a good Kingsland battle. $19.03 and 27.28. And here comes that Chapeau rally. This is definitely their main rally lead, I think. This Misery player. We're just seeing Misery rally after Misery rally. I think that's definitely their main rally lead. Is this Windcamp? Yeah, that's Windcamp. So Windcamp are kind of cutting the reinforcements a little bit, or they at least attempted to cut the reinforcements back over where the pass is. But they don't have the numbers yet to really make much of a difference. Yeah, Dude Tony, well, there's gonna be a few more days, man, until Kingsland. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this past 7 plays out up until then. See, I think now that these flags are like getting closer to the cities, it's gonna start getting a little bit more difficult. You know, for Firecamp to start burning the flags. Like, obviously this one, I'm sure they will still get the burn, maybe. Although the Earthcamp murderball is picking up a bit. And a few of the players are kind of preoccupied as well down on this side. Ooh, they might actually not even get the burn on this. Look at this. They're definitely starting to pick up in numbers here, Earthcamp. Maybe that little bit of extra support from Windcamp actually is making a bit of a difference on the field. Like, you can definitely tell the numbers here on 1903 side, they're not looking as thick as they were. Like, look at this murderball here is kind of getting a little bit thin. And depending on how hard they are filling this garrison, they might actually successfully defend this garrison. This might be the first flag that they've actually been able to hold. It's getting thin, guys. Look. The 1903 guys here are retreating. I reckon this rally is going to get swarmed in a minute. This is definitely going to get swarmed. Still going for now. How's the rest of this side going? These guys are retreating. Oh no, there's a fresh ball sort of moving up a little bit there. But this rally is going on for a while. I think they're gonna, okay, they might get the burn. It looks like it's getting low. Nah, it's getting low, bro. Look at the numbers. Look at the damage on that. I think it's getting low now. It's gonna pop. Yeah, it just popped. It just popped, guys. I think that was probably the best defense they've had so far. Earth Camp, I think that was the best defense they've had so far on the flags. The other ones kind of just like burnt immediately. At least that one they actually held for a while. Like it was kind of looking like they might hold on to that one. It did seem like that for a little bit. But see, these flags here, like these ones are quite easy to burn, right? But once they start getting towards, like even this fortress as well, is gonna obviously be a bit of a headache to burn. Like simply just because of all the cities that are surrounding it, and also the added troop capacity as well. Obviously, is going to make a difference. You're in 3 flags they haven't hit. Whereabouts? These ones, they haven't touched these flags yet. Like, Fire Camp haven't touched these flags yet, I mean. And then they've managed to, or you guys have managed to repair these flags again, Earth Camp. So it definitely seems like as soon as these flags are being repaired, Earth Camp is just immediately, as soon as they're getting burnt, like Earth Camp is immediately repairing them again. Which I guess is kind of the play that you need to do for these past 7s. You kind of just want to smash out the repairs as soon as it happens. Ziki! Welcome, brother. Welcome. Nice to see you, Ziki. Let's go see. I just saw you sent me a friend request, Ziki. Let's see, how many kills are you at? 7.2 billion kill points. Let's go. Let's go, Ziki. What is your KP goal, bro? What is your KP goal for this KVK? You're at 7.2 billion right now. What are you going to try to push to? At least 8 billion, bro? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? 8 billion is a decent goal for Ziki, or he needs to push harder? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? 8 billion is going to be enough for Ziki, or he needs to push more? What do you think, Ziki? 7.2 billion KP right now. Oh no, dude, you're all good, bro. You're all good, Ziki. You just focus on your fighting, man. Don't worry about me, bro. Just focus on your KVK. Sorry for distracting you, bro. So WinCamp is starting to get some more flags down here. I don't know how useful these flags are going to be though. Like the ones across this river. Like even if they TP players in, I mean that's going to be a nightmare to start moving over that river, right? Like where is even the crossing? The crossing is so far away. So basically like any TP spot on this side of the river is like essentially useless. But I guess maybe they're just building towards... No, I don't even know what they're doing, to be honest. I don't even know what they're doing. But like, yeah. Kind of useless TP spots on that side of the river. But at least they're going to get a couple more here as well. A couple more spots up here. They're starting to TP a few players in. We need to start a GoFundMe for Skinsy resources for next KVK. Let's go, Tesh. Let's go. I like that idea. See, now we're talking, bro. Now we got the community manager side of Tesh coming out. I like that kind of thinking, Tesh. That's very good, man. Only 200 million KV plans to reach at least 8 billion. You got this, Ziki. You got this, bro. I reckon you can do it. Especially in this KVK, Ziki. It's looking like a pretty good... It's looking like a pretty good KVK you guys are in right now. I think you guys are going to have a ton of fighting coming up on Kingsland, bro, on Saturday. You guys are going to have a lot of fighting, man. There's going to be a lot of opportunity to gain kill points, that's for sure. Obviously, I know you guys play very objectively, like your main priority is to win KVK, but I'm just saying, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of opportunity to like boost that KP as well. All the funds will go to me and you can get the scraps. Hey, come on, Tesh, come on. I liked your initial idea, but now, no. You're pushing it too far, bro. You need to go back to your original idea, Tesh. Alright, Earth Camp are trying to ball up here. I think there's some WinCamp guys here. It might be a combined ball with WinCamp and Earth Camp here. They're starting to kind of play together a little bit. Oh, look at this. Look at this tight murder ball from Fire Camp. They're going to get sandwiched in a minute. Look at this, bro. They're going to get sandwiched. Oh my god, they're going to get sandwiched. Bro, look at that. You can definitely tell, like, the dynamics are changing a little bit here. Like, okay, Fire Camp is still the aggressors for now. But you can tell the situation is changing a little bit since WinCamp started to TP some of their players over. I think it's going to start getting a little bit harder for Firecamp now, bro. Now that they're kind of facing against like the... Not only are they facing Earthcamp, but they're slowly going to start dealing with more WinCamp players as well. We're only just starting to see them sort of like trickle in, the WinCamp players. But progressively, it's probably going to get a little bit more difficult for them. Tesh needs a way to fund all of the accounts. Tesh! Dude, you already have 50 farm accounts. We already established this, bro. We already established that you have 50 farm accounts, bro. You don't need a resource fund. You got 50 farm accounts, come on. Oh, man. Okay, here comes the rally, guys. Here comes the misery rally. I don't know what... Is that going to this flag? That's going to the bottom flag. That's going to the bottom flag. I thought they were going to rally this one, to be honest. Like, there was so much fighting happening up here in the middle. I was expecting the rally to kind of go there. But now they're shifting down. And I think this is going to be this should be an easy burn. It shouldn't be too hard to burn this flag. There's not a lot of cities in that location, so it's going to be really hard for them to fill. It's going to be really hard for them to reinforce this flag here. They should be able to get the burn, I think. They got a nice strong murder ball just guarding that flag as well. Like basically all they have to do is kind of protect and just reinforce the rally at this point. Still, yeah, these are the win camp players here. So the win camp players are obviously trying to apply some pressure. This guy's going in for the swarm. Look at this J guy. He's going in for the swarm, I think. Oh no, he backed off. He just backed off. Maybe he's going with another player. Alright, guys, there's a couple of win camp guys here. It looks like they're kind of teasing with the idea of swarming that rally, but they didn't want to commit fully to the idea. Oh, is he going in for the swarm? I think he's trying to swarm the rally. He's going to get melted, bro. This J guy's going to get melted. I mean, he committed with the idea eventually, but he should have gone with his teammate, to be honest. Maybe if they had gone in together, they could have taken out the rally, maybe. If they had committed together. Well, considering there's not that many cities here, like they're doing a reasonably good job at keeping the flag alive for now. Oh, I just realized, look at the Earth Camp players up here. They're starting to cut them from up in this they're coming from the pass a little bit. Let's see. They're kind of surrounding them now in all directions. Like, still not super overwhelming in numbers, but like, look at that. Fire campers are gonna start feeling the pressure now. Look at this fight, guys. There's like Earth Camp and Wind Camp marchers coming from all directions here. They're trying to apply a lot of pressure onto this rally. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure being applied. And it's hard as well because they have a much faster refresh time. Like, the Wind Camp players are literally just there. They're going to have a really fast refresh time as well. I think they're going to be able to defend this, guys. Look, they're already, like, basically touching the rally now. Like, I reckon they're probably swarming the rally right now. We can't see exactly what's happening. But I'm guessing they're going to be swarming this rally. Yeah, there you go. It looks like they cancelled the rally or it's dead. Either it's cancelled or it's dead, either one. So that was actually a good defense. That was a good defense there by Earth Camp. And now Fire Camp is doing a hard retreat. After that rally is over, they're doing a hard retreat right now. But you can definitely tell, like, since Wind Camps started to TP over, the situation is changing a little bit for Fire Camp here. They were dominating earlier, but now, like, we're starting to see some of these garrisons are actually holding now. And Earth Camp they're having a little bit more success on the field. They're having a little bit more success with the defense. I think that is definitely due to some of the Wind Camp guys coming over to help them. Let's see. Do we have a rally? We have a report. Dude, thank you for the report, man. Thank you for sending this report, bro. Alright, let's see. This is the report from... Okay, this is the report from the latest rally, guys. So... The rally was still doing more damage. The rally did more damage to the garrison. But if we actually look at the overall battle data, Overall battle data. Okay, so they still kind of... It's fairly even, really. It's actually very even. Like, super even. But you got to keep in mind, they are doing the pure infantry garrison. They're doing Gorgo Tokugawa, not the Hera. And we know, actually, the Gorgo Tokugawa, apparently this is an extremely strong garrison. Like, even against the Archer Rally, it's still, like, you know, really good. It's really, when you start bringing in Hera, then it starts performing extremely bad against that Shapur. But yeah, that garrison's holding up pretty nicely, actually. Not doing too bad at all, guys. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here. We've been streaming for a few hours, so like I said, I wanted to kind of just introduce this KVK, stream the opening night or opening day of this past 7. It's been fun hanging out with you all, guys. I'm gonna pretty much go grab some sleep. It's like 4:30 in the morning here, so I need to go get some sleep. But guys, if you haven't already, if you enjoyed the stream, chuck a like and a subscribe. We're going to stream King's Land as well on Saturday, so definitely come and check that out. And yeah, guys, thank you all for hanging out with me. It was a fun stream. I hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for more of this 1903 and 2728 KVK. We're gonna have some more content, some more streams coming out in the next few days. So guys, with that being said, thank you all again. I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna go get some rest. Alright, laters, my friends.